अभी आता होगा, आ रहा है ना अभी क्लियर। भाई पसीना आ रहा है यार। साउंड कार्ड चेंज कर दो। Kolkata, yes bro. Valentino, yes bro. I recognize you. आप रिजल्ट कल कोलकाता जाएंगे। रेगुलर एवरीडे स्ट्रीम तो पता नहीं, कोशिश करूंगा। मजा आना जरूरी है यार स्ट्रीम करके। Yeah, I know. इंदौर तुम कोरिया का करता हो ना, कोलकाता का क्यों? डायरेक्ट जाके देख ले वहीं से मैच, सही है ना ये भी।
Watching VCTPACIFIC, and we are kicking off Super Week today. Thank you guys so much for your patience. The problems have been solved. I think we're going to be really ready to go into the first matchup of the day, GENG and PRX. I wonder if we're going to see buy today. All of us predicted PRX all the time, and you guys, Twitter, also predicted PRX. Clear.
It's your fault.
Yes.
Your fault.
Your fault. You
That's
could have.
right.
Listen, if they lose, we're all
Monster
going
का
down.
response.
Okay?
अच्छा था bro.
No way around it.
We're in
We're
it
all in
together.
this together, all right? It's do or die. We're either all going to look like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's
or we're all going to look like fools for having predicted this. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, any last statements about why? Let's sum it up really quickly. Why we were predicting PRX.
I mean, PRX is
हाँ
just
पता है मुझे मृदुल.
surprisingly, I can't believe I'm going to say this, more coordinated right now than GENG. I think GENG needs to get a little bit more adaptive and reactive, and you know, there's also opportunities to look for space off of the aggressive play of PRX, those kind of things. But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, it really, if like GENG does their best, they can beat PRX, no doubt about it. But GENG hasn't done their best. I'm concerned that they can turn around.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
I'll say what I said earlier. Like, if this was 2 weeks ago, I would have probably put GENG, but right now, PRX looks so good. Everything they're doing is working so nicely. Like, the more they've leaned into their style, seems to be paying off, and they are looking to be maybe, you know, I mean, I know PRX is but PRX is the strongest team in the region.
Yeah, they are. Currently, they are, and their aggressive gaming play style is very deliberate and so confident. And a lot of the strats that they have. Need that to go in. To recap on some of the things that we talked about earlier, we saw a lot of with the addition of something, for example, James freed up to Raze or Phoenix, occasionally Sage, but Forsaken, on his first showing as a Sentinel was amazing. It was that same showing on, I think, Pearl, when something showed up, and Forsaken was on 𝐿𝐽𝐿, and that combo was very cool. Then last week we saw him as an initiator with Skye and Fade. Also, again, first time we saw Fade on that particular map, I think it was Descent. Did great.
Yeah, I mean, basically, right now, at least in recent history, PRX is drifting away from Sentinels. You know, we haven't seen the 𝐿𝐽𝐿 that has been really, you know, ever present in a lot of teams' compositions on a lot of different maps. They're willing to move a little bit away from that. Yes, they use a Sage. I don't really count Sage as a Sentinel. Like, Sage is in her own category of, like, agent because she's so different than every other agent. But Forsaken, he can slot into anything and play well. I mean, he's just that talented. He's just that good. The Initiator seems to maybe even suit him better than the Sentinels and 𝐿𝐽𝐿 did.
Yeah.
I've been excited about something. He's looked so on point. I mean, in fact, they unleashed this guy, and from like round 1, he's looking completely stellar. I love that he can do these aggro pushes with the operator. He's very good at reconfiguring his position. If he does miss a shot, kind of going to the next line of defense and so on. So, you know, definitely somebody that I'm watching out for. But it does feel like overall for PRX, everybody's they were the last couple of weeks. So they've got this time around.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Every single player on the team, including their subs, the other options are CGRS and 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝙋𝙋 who made a showing. You know, they still had a strong showing after that. 𝐵𝑖𝑑e as well is also doing great. Solid. Now, GENG, they had a solid initial couple of games. They still have, we pulled it up earlier with 80% over probability of playoffs, but they lost the last match.
And everybody on this team performed at a high level. You know, I talked about Sylvan and TX and 𝐿𝐿𝑝 earlier. Kind of superstars on this team, King and Meteor. Meteor's been pretty consistent, decent with, you know, his stats and his performances and those kinds of things. King has been mostly good. He's had a few struggles here and there. But, you know, Meteor's going to really pop off this week, Frank. I expected Meteor to be better than he is right now, even though he's been quite good. His ACS, but his KD is significantly lower than a lot of the superstar duelists right now. So yes, he's good for the first bloods. He's good on his entries and those kind of things. But beyond that, he isn't having those explosive moments. He isn't having those, you know, 5K rounds of Marshall versus Live like we saw last year at the LCQ. You were catching that on that page, and like. Got it. If you want my honest opinion, like, I know a lot of people are very high on him here. I think he's better than what we have.
I'm curious, well. Is this down to the coach? What's going to take?
Both. It comes down to the coach's staff and ideas. So really hard to diversify the playbook. So open things up. TF needs to be a little bit more adaptive, more creative on the fly. That's been one of the weaknesses I've seen for GENG previously before they started fly. That sometimes going to take a time out before they figure themselves out and readjust to the new game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing that we've also seen VCT across the regions and over the last 3 years is that when you sort of doubt one of the teams because they've been having a slump, they usually come back at some point too. So this, despite all our predictions, who knows? GENG could come back. Now, I have just been informed that the tech issues haven't completely been solved yet. I think there's still a client issue. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but hey, you get more time with us.
This was actually our idea. This was. We're telling you guys that like we're sorry, but actually, this is all planned. We're all paid actors here.
Like underneath the I'm like pulling the cord.
There's
out
a
of
button.
Desk.
There's a little. You guys can't see. There's a button right under the desk that says "Start the game," and I could fix it right now, but I'm not going to do it. So you got to wait. And when I feel like it, we're going to start the game. So.
All right. Well, there's another button for the commercial break. Could you hit that button,
yeah,
Tasteless?
hit that button now, right?
We're gonna go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Press the button.
I'm hitting it.
I believe in all of you like I believe in myself. Out of charges. My ult is ready. Standing ahead. Revealing area.
मेरा आवाज आ रहा है अभी? माय बैड, माइक बंद कर दिया था।
Revealing area.
PRX में मुझे समथिंग का जेट बहुत पसंद आता है। बाकी सब प्लेयर्स भी अच्छे ही खेलते हैं। पसंद है उनका गेम पूरी टीम का।
Standing ahead.
लिंक के लिए।
Revealing area. Standing ahead.
एकदम कड़क वाला
area.
पता नहीं, याद नहीं आ रहा है। बाकी सब तो नॉर्मली यूज करते थे वही है।
Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Revealing area.
Basic. जैसे क्या था एक
Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead.
के एपेक मैचेस में कब देखेंगे आपको? के एपेक मैचेस में पता नहीं भाई।
Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Revealing area.
God recon. God.
Revealing area.
Same shot, right?
Scanning ahead.
सेम थोड़ा सा राइट में करूंगा तो
Scanning ahead. Revealing area.
बहुत ऊपर जा रहा रे।
Hey, it's us again! Hey everybody, it's VCT Pacific. I don't want to deja vu this, but it's Victoria, Paper Thin, and Tasteless, and we're here to hang out with you all day. Kidding, we're actually ready to go into the game. I'm sure there are people like, no!
No!
It's
What do you
that
mean?
show where they talk at a desk and sometimes there's Valorant games. I hate this show.
They play emoji games. They don't play Valorant here. Well, we are ready to go in a few minutes, for real, unless something else crazy happens. But I think it's be okay. The casters are going to explain a little bit more what the workaround was. You guys, we'll see that in a couple of minutes. And the players, the teams for today are PRX and GENG. In case at this point in time you don't know who's playing, these are the two teams. We're really excited about this matchup because they're both vying for that second spot on the standings. And why do we want? Why is it so important to be on the first two of the standings?
Yeah, to reiterate, like if you get into those first two spots, not only do you get a bye, right? So you get to miss the entire first four, first 4 teams got to square off against each other. Then the winners of those face the first and second place team. But, the first 2 teams the teams that I've talked to that aren't necessarily first or second right now that want to be have said you just need to win 2 matches and then you're into Tokyo Masters. So that's what's so important about beyond just getting that bye, but also getting to the next level of the events.
Yeah, that's right. You basically get a shoe-in. You want to be up there on the top 2. A reminder again, so playoffs is next week. So we are on Super Week right now. We're going to go on from today until Tuesday. Every team gets to play twice. Only 6 teams can make it to playoffs, and from there it's going to be whittled down to 3 teams that get to go to Masters in Tokyo.
It's an exciting time. We've gotten very comfortable with seeing all these teams and learning about these players and unpacking their stories, but pretty soon here we're going to be eliminating these teams. We're going to start cutting them off. We're going to start killing them off. And that's kind of exciting. I got a button there, and when they lose the match, I hit this button, they go, ah, and fall to the floor. You look down there, there's just an alligator's tail that moves by.
You're like an Inspector Gadget villain. Right. You're like, get out of here.
Yeah, that's how we do it here at Pacific. No, but I mean, we've had kind of really explore, all these different play styles and watch them fight it out amongst each other. But we're getting close to the end here, and we're gonna find out who goes on to Tokyo.
Yeah, that's right. So this is not the only matchup for today. Later, we also have Zeta versus T1. And of course, we're going to break that down later, but that should be exciting too. We got, the top Japanese team versus one of the Korean teams, like a well-known brand here.
I feel like it should be close, I think, but I thought that maybe about Zeta last week, and then it wasn't. Zeta's so up and down, I have a really hard time gauging what power level this team actually has. Like sometimes they look like they can beat anybody in the world, and other times they look like they can get beaten by anybody in the world. So I'm curious about them. T1 on the other hand, I think has really been on the upswing. They've been really playing a lot better. So I'm pretty curious about if that's going to be able to maintain, because again, T1 had a similar start to the season.
YouTube pe hai already, so
but now
lineup videos
much better, so we'll see.
Yeah. What do you think of T1? Guys, we're laughing because
I just read what's on the prompter, and I just I don't know what you guys. I don't know what you guys were talking about. I looked at that and I went, "Oh my God!" Sorry, you want to take this one?
Why do you take this one?
What's
happening?
We're gonna have to go to commercial again. We've been told. So that's why I was laughing, and then I don't know what you guys were talking about.
That doesn't matter.
You're gonna have to hit the blue button again.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know. Sorry, you're gonna have to hang out with us a little bit longer. But you know what? Today is an important matchup, and we all want to see the players do well. And again, it's better that's happening now and not like.
तो फिर हम फिर से गेम में आएंगे.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is great.
Yeah, this is the best. The best day ever.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to do, man? They're going to try to get the issue resolved. We'll try to keep you guys updated as best we can, but I guess for now we're going to do it.
Yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully with good news.
Standing ahead. Revealing area.
ये तो मुझे याद ही नहीं आ रहा है, क्या हो गया?
Standing ahead. Revealing area. Standing ahead. Revealing area. Right here. I am the hunter! My ult is ready. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Right here. Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
Tuck. ये क्या है? Invisible. Maybe.
Scanning ahead. Healing area. Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
पॉइंट के कुछ याद है क्या देखते हैं बहुत टाइम हो गया
Anyone that lays a hand on our Radiant Knight may find a bullet in their jaw. My ult is ready. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Revealing area. Revealing area.
यहाँ से एक था
Scanning ahead.
इधर लगता है
Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Revealing area.
पहले इधर आता था टीपी की वजह से अभी इधर ही आ रहा है
Scanning ahead.
क्या था शॉट से इधर से
Shock dart. Shock dart.
यहाँ डबल शॉट
dark. Revealing area.
ये शॉट डार्ट ट्यूब के अंदर लग गया। ट्यूब के अंदर जो प्लेयर खेलते रहे उसको से भी सीखे थे तो गया
Revealing area.
यहाँ
Right here. Standing ahead.
बहुत स्लो है, तोड़ देंगे।
Revealing area. Shock dart. Shock dart. Standing ahead.
ये इधर वाला भूल गया रे मैं। गॉड कौन होता था? हमेशा यूज करता था मैं।
Right here. Revealing area. Revealing area. Right here.
याद ही नहीं आ रहा है। क्या टच करता था कहाँ पे कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा है।
Standing ahead. Standing ahead. Revealing area. Standing ahead.
Long way. What the fuck?
Revealing area.
गिरा तो है। यहाँ से गिरा के लिए क्या था?
Standing ahead.
अर्ली राउंड वाला है। ये था।
Revealing area. Revealing area. Standing ahead. Standing ahead.
अच्छा, 2 बाउंस।
Revealing area.
1 2 Oops. पीछे गिर गया
Scanning ahead.
ये तो बहुत पुराना है
Scanning ahead.
सबको आते हैं अभी ये तो
Revealing area.
उल्टा या दूसरा
Scanning ahead.
भूल रहेगा शायद
Scanning ahead.
इधर इधर
Revealing area. Revealing area.
परफेक्ट चाहिए तो ये है
Scanning ahead.
क्या चेंज चाहिए था
Revealing area. Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead.
आवाज कंट्रोल के लिए कर सकते
Revealing area. Revealing area.
यहाँ पे तो क्या है
Scanning ahead.
हेलो FSCD थोड़ा बहुत प्रैक्टिस किया है इसके लिए हेलो स्ट्रिक्स
Scanning ahead.
Cause I'm hungry like I never ate. No more crumbs, need a bigger plate. Snacks is high, got expensive taste. Dinner time, so get out the way.
इधर से भी था एक
What you know about that hunger?
Revealing area.
What you know about that hunger? What you know about that hunger?
Revealing area.
What you know about that
शॉर्टकट है
Right here.
शॉर्टकट अगर शॉर्ट पे आता रहेंगे फास्ट तो
Cause I'm hungry like I never ate. No more crumbs, need a bigger plate. Taste. Dinner time, so get out the way.
Top dark.
What you know about that? What you
वैलोरेंट वाले में शॉट शॉट्स भूल गया हूँ, पता नहीं नहीं से कुछ तो याद करना पड़ेगा भाई।
Cause I'm hungry like I never ate. No one comes need a bigger plate.
Standing ahead.
Sex is high, got expensive taste. Dinner time, so get out the way. What you know about that hunger? What you know about that hunger? What you know about that hunger?
Revealing area.
What you know about that hunger?
Standing ahead.
What you know about that hunger?
Standing ahead. Revealing area. Stop that.
भूल गया रे मैं भी, याद करना पड़ेगा।
Stop that. Stop that.
Exit, close.
Revealing area.
याद ही नहीं आ रहा है रे।
Right here.
शॉट हाँ मेरे पास, ये तो नॉर्मल है।
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Right here.
अकेले भी थे, सब भूल गया।
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
स्ट्रैट्स मैंने नाइफ बाई कब किया? मुझे ना जी फिनिक्स ने गिफ्ट किया, प्लेयर्स ने। गेम चिल वाइब्स, पता नहीं,
Standing ahead.
बहुत सारे इक्वेशन है, उसके हिसाब से सब कुछ सही हुआ तो होगा,
Standing
वरना
ahead.
नहीं। फेक वाले भी भूल गया हूँ मैं लाइनअप्स, याद करना पड़ेगा।
Scanning ahead. Right here. Revealing area. Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
ये भी गॉड रिकॉन है.
Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
Oh, first attempt. First attempt.
Revealing area.
वही बोलूँ ऐसा कैसे?
Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
मुझसे क्या था? लेट करना है तो.
Scanning ahead.
ये तो.
Revealing area. Revealing area.
भूल गया देख. ये था क्या?
Scanning ahead.
इससे कुछ तो था.
Scanning ahead. Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
ठीक है ये भी. इधर वाला दिख गया, इधर वाला नहीं.
Done. Done.
Perfect. Hello Raj. Aditya Patnaik, member for 11 months. Thank you, bro. Live it yourself. KappA, how are you? Life तो बढ़िया. मजानी life.
Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
All good.
Scanning ahead.
तुम बताओ तुम कैसे हो? भाई आज के तो मैचेस फिर बहुत लेट हो जाएंगे यार.
I will find them.
ना?
There is no retreat. Not when annihilation is at stake. This is our day. My ult is ready. Revealing area. Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Revealing area. Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Revealing area.
सही है.
Scanning ahead. Scanning ahead. Revealing area. Revealing area. Scanning ahead.
इसका स्पीड बढ़ना चाहिए यार, मजा आ जाएगा. तो नए लाइन चाहिए.
Revealing area. Right here.
टूटी गया था. सही है. मजा आया.
Revealing area. Right here. Scanning ahead. Right here. Scanning ahead. Right here. Revealing area. Right here.
क्या था रे?
ahead. Right here. Shock dart.
ऊपर वाले के लिए शॉक डार्ट सीखे थे, याद नहीं है।
Shock dart. Right here. Revealing area. Revealing area.
लगता है
Standing ahead.
याद नहीं हुआ एग्जैक्ट लाइन।
Standing ahead. Revealing area. Revealing area.
ये ऐसे ही हर बार होता रहेगा तो क्या ही परफेक्ट चाहिए, परफेक्ट क्यों नहीं हो रहा है?
Standing ahead. Revealing area. Revealing area.
इधर ही चाहिए।
Standing ahead.
वैसा ये लीक वाला भी दिख जाता है।
Standing ahead. Revealing area. Standing ahead. Standing ahead. Shock dart. Right here. Revealing area. Standing ahead. Revealing area.
Must needed brick though.
Standing ahead. Shock dart. Revealing area.
truth in every dream, if you dig deep enough. Let's find out what they buried.
My ult is ready.
Find you. Find you. 30 seconds left.
Keep hitting them like that, and this job is done.
Stay focused. Find you. Find you. Find you. Find you. Where are you? Find you. Find you. Where are you? 30 seconds left.
Hadi, again. Their fear is a trap, and the trap is fresh.
Where are they?
क्या था यार ये भी भूल गया
Where are you? Find you. Where are you? Where are you?
There.
Find you. Where are you? Where are you?
gentlemen, it's time for VCT Pacific, and we're kicking off Super Week with an awesome matchup for today, PRX versus GENG.
I am so excited to finally be going into the game.
We actually pre-recorded this like 2 hours ago.
This is already happened. Welcome, thank you for waiting, everybody. I guess the issue's been resolved, so we're gonna hop into this game. Thank God.
TS is like, yeah, what's going on here? Like,
yeah, what a relief. We're finally going into this. And what should be a pretty exciting series. I think this is probably going to go to Game 3. I think that PRX still can take this, but look, anybody who thinks it's going to be easy, I think is crazy. GENG's look very strong. Yes, they've had some weak weeks before, but who's to say they can't recover like we've seen some of these other weaker teams already do before?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I think here for me, it's just if we could see the best version of GENG, the GENG that we saw at the beginning of this year, they definitely have a chance here. But this new PRX, upgraded with the firepower, upgraded with their ability to flex between roles, it's a dangerous team.
Yeah, that's right. 2 coaches here.
We just woke up 𝘆𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐼𝙔𝐾𝐿.
Yeah.
He clearly just woke up for the tech pod. And on PRX's side, we got Alex. I mean, yeah, the thing again that all this was sorted before the match started, and you guys are absolutely right. If GENG, puts out their best performance, this is going to be a really long 3 games, I think. PRX as well. They need a lot of confidence to execute the strategies that they output, and if they're having an off day or something is wrong, I don't know if they can do that.
Certainly stamina is going to play a role here. We had a long wait. I'm so glad we're getting back into this. Let's see how the players perform. And if, it's always weird, right before you have that match, right? You've got a little bit of that adrenaline, a little bit of that anxiety going, and eventually that tends to taper off as you get into the game and you kind of zero in on just doing what you need to do and what you practice. But we had this downtime. Now they got to get ramped back up. Anyways, glad to just be back.
Yeah, going straight into map picks here. I wonder if we're going to see any Vine. Even being banned.
Fine. No!
Oh, it's a split.
We tried. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. It's been a very good map for PRX recently. Ascent going to come in here, so I think we're going to see the same 2 maps that PRX played last time.
Hold on. Wait. Coin flip. Could it be bind? Could it be bind to be our map? Oh.
Boo.
Boo. Go back to the tech pause.
Yeah, tech pause.
All right, Lotus is going to be the final map. Cool. Let's do this.
I'm excited. I mean, I think pretty interesting here for GENG. At least they have something to look at because these are literally the same 2 maps that were just played by PRX against 𝘍𝐺 recently. So there's tape there. Can they use it? Can they, find a victory here? I'm sure the funny thing to me is I'm like watching the coaches and I'm like, if I'm in the huddle, I'm like, guys, you better 2-0 this.
Both coaches are probably saying the same thing at this point.
Listen, guys, we're trying to catch a 10 o'clock movie here. You better 2-0 this. Those tickets are not refundable. All right, let's look at the agent comps.
Alright, so this is the first time we're seeing GENG on split, by the way. I should also mention this. We haven't seen it yet, so it's kind of interesting here. I mean, the Sage in there, we've been seeing a lot of double duelist, double controller, but KappA's going to be going for the Sage. So that's a lot of control on the map here that GENG is opting for.
We've got double duelist, specialty of PRX, happening with Jett and Raze.
And of course, we've got, something on that Jett. I'm going to be eyeballing him, seeing... looking for those operator shots that he does so well. Again, we're predicting PRX to take this, but look, GENG is a solid team, they're no joke. And, if it's an upset, so be it. GENG's got room to improve here. Maybe they can take this.
Yeah. Forsaken is playing Initiator again on Skye. And, maybe that's his new calling. He twizzled it into his nose.
It needs to touch my brain.
It's like a pharaoh. He's like trying to rip the brains out before they embalm him.
It's like I'm a mummified human, the first living person.
I'm dying. Stop! All right. Look, we all want to watch the game. We're gonna go to the game and discuss this in the backstage later. All right, at casting today, we've got Will and Valdez.
who are going to be talking over this match and shouting things. So over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Deskers. Wonderful job today, especially dealing with all the downtime and giving our fans something to think about and listen to. Not sure about the mummy part. That was a little bit weird. We're gonna forget that happened. But William, what do you think about this match?
So I'll be very honest. I don't quite remember what the Desk talked about in their pre-match analysis, but one thing that stuck with me that the Desk had mentioned was obviously on the side of GENG. Meteor is one of those players that a lot of us thought that might be the player that the team revolves around. He just has so much star power, and yet he hasn't had as much explosiveness as he has had in the past on teams like Northampton. So curious to see how that changes. Now, of course, going on that raise now as a single duelist on Split. Curious to see what GENG's interpretation is, because so far, especially in Pacific, double duelist seems to be the way to go here.
Yeah, I mean, especially for PRX, I would not be surprised. They start out here on attack. This is their map choice, so GENG choosing to start off on the defender's side. They would have had to have known that, okay, we're going to be playing as a double duelist. They have a lot of control with the Sage coming in. And, you know, you and I, we were talking about this, not too convinced by the Sage on Split nowadays, especially, you know, this is GENG's first time playing on this map here for VCT Pacific. They're really going to have to show us, you know, that what they have prepared with this kind of composition, having not shown it before, can work out.
Yeah, so just going to go for an early wall. On the pistol round, that's fine. It's still going to take so long to break through that anyway. So that does give you a lot of good passive info. Just also as a note, as you might have seen on the screen as we hop around, the player currently playing on this account right here, KRX, that's GENG. So he will be playing on that for at least this map, so just keep that in mind. But he's the raise. That shouldn't be too surprising here for PRX.
Yeah, and honestly, I think at this point, probably don't touch anything, you know? It's like you finally, like, the stars aligned, and we finally fixed whatever this weird problem was, so hopefully he just stays on that account. We don't have any other issues.
Yeah, just get through the match itself, right? That's what matters. Now, a bit of this toxic screen, but it's not going to be enough to stop a double duelist entry here, and it looks like GENG, they were quite well aware of that, right? They just wanted to buy time with that toxic screen. It's just really used for the retake. They're in fact going to lower that, just try to save up whatever toxins they can with the Poison Cloud buying time. And now they know they've got the enemy trapped here in B site, which is why PRX considering, do we have to push out of Alley? Because we don't have any control over Heaven right now.
Yeah, Snake Bite delays the plan for a bit, but the plan is down. And now you see that we have a 4-stack from the side of PRX. In the alley back here, as 𝘆𝐼𝙋𝙊 is over here, says, okay, nobody is in the back here. TS not going to be able to win that fight.
Well, that actually really breaks everything apart here for GENG, because now they've lost control of Heaven in return.
And okay, some right clicks come through, and finally, GENG and Forsaken going to take out the last 2 members, and that will be the pistol round going the way of PRX.
Yeah, you could tell that GENG was somewhat aware of the possibility that they, you know, some members might have pushed out of Alley. However, probably what they didn't consider is the entire force of PRX pushing out of Alley. GENG still left someone on the lurk to try to just catch 1 or 2 members, but alas, it's too many, and you even lose that initial duel. Now you're the one stuck in the site in reverse, and Meteor doing what he can, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Meteor the only one to pick up a kill, let alone 2. Nobody else able to do much of anything, so good start here for PRX on the attack. This is exactly what they wanted to go for. The retake strategy from GENG does not work, and now TS picking up the Sheriff, not going to be able to get that first kill as Mindfreak makes his way in. 𝐿𝐿𝐷 actually going to kill him with a classic on the B site.
Yeah, 𝐿𝐿𝐷, if he can get a second one. Oh my god, that would be miraculous is what I was going to say, and he makes it happen.
That certainly looked miraculous. Not only that he was able to hit those shots, but that the 2 members of PRX were not as well. So a little bit of a slip up there. 𝐿𝐿𝐷 will absolutely take that. And now PRX, very quick rotation though, over here to A, where you see that GENG has left this open, pretty similar to what happened in the first round in terms of looking to go for the retake.
Yeah, so 2 members with the Spectres here for PRX. They're the ones charged with trying to take over Heaven once again. Now they know that they're coming in from defender spawn, but the Pain Shields will push them out, and this is set up for GENG perfectly right now.
Yeah, and the flash is huge as well, as everybody's trying to just pile through the back, and it does not work for GENG. And you throw enough stuff into the mix, and stuff will blow up, as GENG was able to do a great job there. So 2-0 for PRX, even though there was a little bit of a scare there in the beginning of this round.
Yeah, I mean, this was very scary just because we had a weapon go over to GENG as well, but an excellent flash on top of the paint shells, and just the timing of it was so good from PRX, right? Perfectly timed to the point where they would have to pass the door, and GENG has free reign to get that pinch before he turns around for the last kill. So good defense, and you know, they went with mostly Spectres, and not everyone had bought on the side of PRX, so they're okay with the damages they took.
Yeah. Forsaken gonna send Rover up here into the A-top, just trying to see what he can see. You know, that's still a name that we haven't totally decided on.
I was gonna say, you're really trying to make it work here.
For now, you know, give Tasteless a chance, see how it feels. As, yeah, they're not gonna commit to pushing in here. Actually, the majority of the team of PRX is going towards B, where TS is on the back of the site here.
All right, he's gonna try to survive a bit longer with the gravity well. 𝐿𝙊𝙉 is here for support. Nice pinch from 𝐿𝙊𝙉.
𝐿𝙊𝙉 is just doing so much for this team, and the crossfire is there. Meteor and 𝐿𝙊𝙉 able to pick up 4 kills already, as 𝘆𝐼𝙋 once again lurking by himself, pushing through A as we speak.
Yeah, we've got King quite well aware of this possibility. Now, 𝘆𝐼𝙋's gonna do what he can to check every corner, but this should come down to a duel here. Oh, he tries to check the close corner, and King's waiting on the wider angle.
Yes, very nice position for him. Pretty easy cleanup for GENG after they wiped them on the B site, so bonus round does not go the way of PRX, and we'll take another look here.
वो लोग rotation बुला रहे हैं पे force
करके. 𝐿𝙊𝙉, right? TS.
लेकिन जो गॉर्डेन ने first kill लिया ना वो बहुत
𝐿𝙊𝙉 is able
important
to
था.
peek out first and be stationed there on rafters. TS doesn't even quite get spotted there.
Rotation बुला लिया था लेकिन B पे kill नहीं ले पाए इसके.
Very well handled, and you can see that 𝐿𝙊𝙉 and Meteor, a couple of guys were looking to step up on the side of GENG, especially Meteor. Pulling their weight so far, as in comes GENG, and he is, oh no, he was sucked in, but it didn't matter, still able to win the fight.
TS with a nice spray, though, that allows him to get 1 kill, and that buys him time to escape. I mean, otherwise, TS, he was dropping from the box as well. It looked dangerous. Now, the toxic screen for PRX is set up so that they could always rotate over to B, so TS is now just tasked with holding mid. They can let them get into ramps as long as they don't, as long as they don't give up A heaven, but now the duel goes in favor of GENG.
Yeah, GENG was just so aggressive, just pushing through all of that utility, did not care one bit, is able to pick up the very nice opportunistic kill, but we do have the kill traded back here to the side of GENG. Note that GENG extremely low right now. Looks like might be able to heal at this point as this guy comes over, and now King on the site by himself has to hold it down.
Yeah, gets full flashed as well, so he just hides around the corner.
King
looking to just lower the numbers here. He gets 1.
Oh, not able to get GENG though, as he rotates around. They're gonna hand it over to him as he will plan it.
Yeah, just go for that showstopper, might as well make it. I think with that, but he very well could use it to secure the round if they get an inkling, but we'll see.
Well, TS has got some good information, but against 2 people, there's the showstopper you mentioned, just gonna hold on to that.
Yeah, I like it, right? This is just to buy time. I mean, this makes it so difficult for TS to push through, and pretty much gives the timing in favor of PRX to guarantee this round.
Yeah, and that should be it. 1 shot, 1 kill, actually 3 kills in total on the round to GENG, as he had a very nice entry there into the ramps and was able to secure it at the end as well.
All right, now, so far, we're not really seeing GENG prove that they have an answer for these explosive pushes that the double duelist brings, right? I mean, that time they had a nice setup on ramp. At the end of the day, of course, PRX still takes the round, but here's the thing, that kind of setup is so, it requires such a heavy investment, right? And at that point, you're kind of always rolling the dice on whether you're guessing correctly or not on the initial push. So I don't expect GENG to rely on that the entire time. At the end of the day, they have to do what they're doing right now, is to push out of one side or the other side of the map so they can start to reposition their agents and their utility appropriately.
Absolutely. We do have 𝐿𝙊𝙉 here with the Sheriff just looking to pick someone off before the fight begins. And he is actually able to get that as he puts down the slow orb and gets the second one. 𝐿𝙊𝙉 popping off here in Garage.
And he puts up the wall as well. They can now recover the weapons. I mean, 𝐿𝙊𝙉 is doing what he can on these rounds to bring it back for them. Now, the initial kill, he was on an off angle, credit to that, but then the recovery as well.
Franchise slot to hai hamesha ke liye bhai.
This massive stuff, this is kind of what you need. This is what we saw 𝐿-𝐼𝙋𝙗 from RRQ doing actually recently. Even if they go into an eco, Tasteless and I were just joking that he's better with the Sheriff. You know, just keep him on the Sheriff. He's going to pick people off, and 𝐿𝙉𝙉 was able to do that and make a massive difference in this round.
They get the tag over on 𝐴 as well, so they can start really rotating everyone over on the side of GENG.
30 seconds left.
It's not going to hit anyone, but he's getting some decent answers.
Oh! The Blast Pack assisting in that kill as well. A nice recovery round here for GENG.
Nice.
Oh, it is huge. I mean, they're able to upgrade a bunch of weapons as well. I mean, this is how you stay in some of these games. You need to sometimes take those eco rounds and basically steal the momentum away from your opposing team.
But it also, again, comes down to the fact that, of course, amazing shots from 𝐿𝙉𝙉, but because he was holding on to that forward position, they can recover the weapons, then they just have to stall over on 𝐵, and then they now have the leisure, right? They have the front foot forward to say, we can rotate ahead of you guys by gaining the rest of the information around the map. Guiding Light checks him on 𝐴, and that's a nice rotate to prepare for the eventual site entry.
Yeah. Guiding Light, of course,
सच में लगता है खेलना चाहिए उसको.
Yes.
Just in case you guys weren't
Our beloved bird.
Yes, the Hawk. I was curious, you know, this is a pretty early timeout to call after round 5, but obviously Alex always loves to speak his mind, and he is not happy with the way that one went. So he will have a chat with his team early on.
Is that Alex in his current state right now in the timeout? I think that's supposed to be Coach Bile. That's on a GENG here. But anyway, I agree. It does seem a little bit early. Now, I think part of it is that they want to just get as much of an advantage as they can here on the attacking side. Alex perhaps identifying that the weaknesses here generally more so on the A side. If we can just get up to ramp, we can always rotate to B later if we can hold on to ramp and vents. And that looks like it's going to be the game plan once again here with the toxic screen.
Well, we'll see how it goes this time. PRX, a lot of not great guns here. Something, the only one with a Vandal. Everybody else is Sheriffs and a Stinger for GENG.
Yeah, now Sylvan spotted them. They have not quite spotted Sylvan, and they don't expect there to be two people here.
Oh, Defy and Mind Freak through the wall. Able to enter there into heaven. Make some space now from PRX.
Not able to reposition in time. He saw him up in heaven, but didn't realize that the drop had happened as he gets partially half blinded there by the bird. And now, you know, that momentum they just regained in the previous round starting to fall apart.
Partially half blinded, is that like a quarter blinded or?
Oh, I didn't even realize I said that.
What level of blinded is it exactly? I'm just just curious.
Yeah, about 40% blinded, I would say. Yeah,
that makes sense. As we did have a res come in here, it looks like GENG do want to hold on to the round. Meanwhile, Sylvan just going to go down for the 4th time. TS at least able to trade it back.
Oh,
𝐿𝙉𝙉. Huge play here in heaven.
𝐿𝙉𝙉 is doing like whatever he can right now to keep GENG alive, and quite frankly, even if they lose split, if 𝐿𝙉𝙉 keeps this up, this could very well go to a 3rd map, and then it's anybody's game at that point.
Change कर रहा है और map wise.
Pretty nice stuff here. Thrifty is going to be picked up by PRX at least, and that's going to get the momentum back in their favor here. As we'll take another look at how they entered. That was through a tox screen and the wall.
Yeah, I mean, they were just kind of expecting people to be there, especially after the dog had come out, and they just are able to get the shots they need here on the side of PRX. So teams kind of trading back and forth. Looks like it's going to be an answer right back from GENG. Now, Coach Bile often does this anyway, but I think also just trying to adjust here. As a side note, as we're waiting for the timeout, of course, we apologize that there is no UI right now on the observers. Of course, if you were here from the beginning of the broadcast, we had to go through a couple tech pauses here, and since the match can be played, we just want to make sure the match happens here while the players are still in good condition.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, GENG is, of course, playing on that optional account here with a different account on the tournament client.
Yeah.
So he is the Raze on the attacking side.
As long as he can play the game, I don't care what they name him. As long as, of course, the same player.
Well, yes.
Which it is.
That would be important.
And
there is a mini 𝐿𝐿𝙉 out in the crowd.
There you go.
Yeah, he made a poem with the acronyms of 𝐿𝐿𝙉, but it didn't actually make
Didn't
any
work,
sense.
yeah.
No. But you know what? The heart was there.
Good effort, good effort, yeah.
Counts.
Nice try. Interesting to note, you see some of the scores already here. You see that Sylvan, who has, you know, come in here and there, not really up to par so far. Something also only 1 kill on the Jet. Hasn't really been the main deciding factor.
Ooh. All right, GENG just trying to stay alive. And yeah, I mean, something needs to start popping off because GENG, there is a limit to how much he can do on his own, and here he goes.
Oh, there he is, right in through the back of heaven. They did not see him coming. As, 𝐿𝐿𝙉, solid as always. He's able to heal up about 8 health. As something here in the back now of the side looking to just rotate out here as they do have the pit onto the A site.
All right, so looks like the idea here just to double check A heaven since that's where something last was. Now something with a great reposition. He's trying to get a different angle here, and I don't think GENG quite expects it. I think they expect both people to be within the site. Look at where he's hiding. Surely GENG checks for this. They're trying.
Oh, I don't know. It's rough. They're going to see him now. Down goes 𝘆𝐼𝙋. It's not a lot of time, though. They don't know where something is. And he can just, okay.
Now they know.
Ooh. And he's able to deny. He's able to hold on. Even if he goes down, there is not nearly enough time for this defuse as the clutch comes through and something will barely hold on.
Oh, it looks like there might have just been, you know, maybe not enough communication there at the end from GENG, right? You either have to stick it with someone covering you and just hope that you don't die, or you have to really just commit to the Cosmic Divide half a second earlier.
Yeah.
And alas, while 𝐿𝐿𝙉, miraculous kills and miraculous duels, it's not in time. You gotta feel for 𝐿𝐿𝙉. He's 11-5 right now, and a lot of these on their eco rounds.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say? He's keeping it in it. He's keeping them in it for the team, but also they only have 2 rounds. So
yeah,
what can you say? I mean, it's rough to play against PRX, W Gaming, the double duelist. They're so good at this style of play, and not a lot of teams have had success against it. And so far, based on what we've seen from GENG, it hasn't been too different. Although, of course, it's still early on in map 1, so let's see how it continues from here.
All right, CS just trying to buy as much time as possible here with his smokes. He's activating everything just to hide as long as possible, but this time PRX is well aware that 𝐿𝐿𝙉's going to come to support.
Oh, man. And GENG is just popping off in his own right as well. Holding down the fort, you know, something doesn't have to do the hard carry if GENG's already doing it.
Well, that's also the strength of this roster, right? I mean, even when it used to be GENG and Forsaken, it was like if one of them had a bad day, the other would make sure to shore up that weakness.
Oh, he got him with the paint shells as he was trying to jump away from there. Unfortunate for GENG, but already got 3 kills, so what can you do?
Yeah, now King ideally, I would say, trying to get into a duel. He's only 1 point away from his Viper's pit. Yeah, if he had gotten the kill, of course, that's the best case scenario, but either way, he's able to fill his ultimate. Now, Sylvan wants to just die to the spike, but he's not going to be given... Oh, he's going to try to run away! He's finished!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They just come in and, yeah, a lot of sheriffs picked up there, essentially. PRX can just add that to their arsenal if they want to. So take a look. The entry here was so clean. GENG gets in, and there's no real defense for the side of GENG.
Yeah, and I'm kind of, maybe, you know, this is just because of the sense of relativity here, but GENG just seems to be playing actually quite calmer than we've seen him in the past, right? A lot of times when they really come into the W Gaming, he's just swinging everyone here, still getting shots. But GENG just seems to be much more disciplined about the corners he has to check right now on his entry, and it's paying off.
Yeah. Cosmic Divide is in. They are looking to commit to the A site. Still 2 people of GENG on the B site at the moment. Not 100% believing this, but they're gonna peek and make quick work of Meteor.
And they check that people are still left here from PRX, so GENG not able to rotate off of that movement here, but they can't follow through either. The guiding light had to fly out so far ahead, and Divide still gets 1 more as well.
Yeah, Divide just hanging out, hanging around, lurking while this team is rotating, able to get 1. get really good information for the team as well. And they say, oh, well, that was scary. We're just not going to...
What?
He died?
What? There had to have been a gravity well. I'm not quite sure, or maybe it lands right
cross
up the
करके
smoke,
आगे जा रहा था और मरा
and gets caught as he enters. I guess he dies right outside of it. I mean, he gets stuck either way, and now Jing says something, don't worry, I'll open up the site for you.
Yeah, and PRX are really bringing the pain now. There were a couple of rounds that 𝐿𝙊𝙉 was able to sneak away from them, but this looks so one-sided at this point. I mean, it's looking like a 7-2. We got a save here from Sylvan, and yeah, that was a buy round as well for GENG, so they are in a pit of despair right now. It's not looking good for them.
No, and you know, the very aggressive Cosmic Divide had actually forced out the Seekers as well. Meanwhile, I mean, something in Divide, they each get a pick, so that's the cherry on top for PaperX. Quite frankly, I think PaperX, after the Seekers come out, they were willing to just start to fish for info on B anyway. But something in Divide, picking up the extra kills, really put the nail in the coffin here. And GENG, I mean, while you're saving, these are the times you got to really make use of, you know, what information have you gathered so far. And here's the thing is that, let's be very honest, a big part of it is they're losing a lot of their opening duels, right? 𝐿𝙊𝙉's able to pick up some, but he's always in the second line of defense. And with the style of, you know, the W gaming and the double duelist from PaperX, if you don't have a true sentinel, you can't possibly rely on just utility to buy time against the attack.
Hello, Cypher.
It's not really working out. Also, remember something, just puts his head out, gets a clean pick, pops away.
Careful.
While the team is rotating.
Okay.
Just able to get some stuff like that as...
Yeah, so just a very forward toxic screen this time from GENG, just to set up an angle here for Meteor with his Marshall. And even that, PaperX is trying to combat against anyway.
Yeah, just throw a smoke on it, it'll work.
Oh boy. Surely you don't push this. I mean, you know that they're on an eco. It's absolutely not worth it. Now, the only reason they would potentially consider it is because they don't have control of Heaven yet either, so they don't have great post-plant position for PaperX, but they have to trust in the fact that they have the better weaponry, and now they're going to push together to get control of Heaven.
Yeah, definitely a good idea. That's kind of the angle for this plant. As you can see, we do have one guy on it at the moment. Mindfreak able to spray them both down. As Forsaken and Jing able to get one apiece. Only TS is able to get the headshot with the Seraph in the back here. He's running through the sewers. As he has picked up a Vandal.
Oh, they are coming. Oh! And it's not him who gets the kill. Device steals it right at the end. Oh, PaperX looks like they've regained their confidence and their whimsy that they were so famous for. Just really, you know, I think just they realize we are running away with this map. We can have a little bit of fun.
All good.
I mean, Mindfreak has all the time in the world. See, Device steals that kill. Something just floating down.
you got to start to wonder on the side of GENG, right? They banned Pearl first, and I get it, right? I mean, you haven't quite figured out a better answer. Your Pearl also is one of those maps that started to kind of slip away.
Hey!
Hey, look, it's our good old friend.
Welcome back, Tech Pause.
But yeah, and then, you know, of course, we have PaperX who's been playing that Phoenix on Pearl, and while it may look like they're really just running, you know, into duels on Pearl, clearly GENG did not feel comfortable in having a strategic answer to that, so they say, let's try our chances on Split. And so far, it's not good. They even chose the defensive side with the Sage, mind you, so they were really relying on getting a lead here in the first half, and that's already way out the window.
Yeah, I mean, not much else you can say, right? As guys, by the way, this shouldn't take too long.
हाफ शील्ड 400 में आता
about a
है
minute,
और
so don't
फुल
freak
शील्ड
out and say
1000 में तो
2055 or anything
हर
like
राउंड अगर
we should,
मतलब तुम लोग हाफ शील्ड लेके खेल रहे हो तो 600 बच रहे हैं तो वो गन राउंड हारोगे फिर भी नेक्स्ट टाइम तुम्हारे पास पैसे रहेंगे वो 600 बचे रहेंगे उसमें से और एनीवेज अगर सामने वाले सब वैंडल खेल रहे हैं तो वन शॉट ही होता है क्या रेंज पे फाइट कर रहे हो वो हिसाब से वो 600 बचा के राइफल और लाइट शील्ड लेके खेलते हैं.
I mean, at least he's been able to get, I think, a couple of reses already just because of his performance. But other than that,
बाकी सब
hasn't amounted
ability
to much.
utilities भी आ जाता है उसमें.
Now, once again, PRX gonna hang
बहुत
around.
बार ऐसा होता है कि full shield लेने के बाद पैसे नहीं रहते हैं.
Push this.
All right, so PRX is. Here's the thing. This is, I think, what we're seeing.
तो economy manage करके खेल
They're
रहे हैं.
actually, in some crazy way, they're actually getting.
वो राइफल राउंड के लिए ठीक है, लेकिन सामने वाले अगर लो बाय या
really tried out all these different rosters.
इको है, तो मुझे लगता है कि फुल शील्ड लेना चाहिए.
Now they're sending out the Seekers and the
क्योंकि
Trailblazers. If
शेरिफ
this
का
doesn't work out,
वन
they're
टैप
not going to commit to it. They're already sending their forces over to B.
145 पड़ता तो
And GENG
तभी
just
रिस्क
hold
नहीं
their
लेना चाहिए.
grounds. They are able to take Jake
फुल
out
गन
of the
राउंड है
air,
तभी
but
कर
as you
सकते हैं वो.
mentioned, everybody is rotating
Light
over
shield.
towards B. 𝐿𝙊𝙉𝘼𝙔 is here, alongside of someone back in the site.
All right, so GENG not surviving as long as PRX would have wanted. I think 𝐿𝙊𝙉 spotted something there for a brief second. However, mid is taken over. Now they're going to have to break the wall. GENG very well aware of this. They're just trying to bunker down in the site.
And 𝐿𝙊𝙉 once again just holding it down for the team, as that is a clean sweep, flawless for the side of GENG. They pick off GENG entering the site alone on A. The rotation is read perfectly, and they did not miss their shots.
I like the idea from PRX though, right? You're so far ahead, might as well try this here in the last two rounds, see if it works out. Really make sure you can run it all the way to the 10-2 scoreline is probably the goal there. Unfortunately, GENG just gets shot down before he can even fire off his showstopper, and that kind of ruins the entire plan. Of course, 𝐵𝑠AGE also buying enough time and info over in mid. Now, a little bit of a reposition here on the side of GENG. Heavier focus on the B side, but they're not pushing out of it just yet. So, again, I mean, at any point, if PRX wants to just blast through, GENG's defense does look relatively weak.
Look at this angle that something is holding. He's got the smoke on ramps right now, so just hoping to pick someone off. 𝘆𝑉𝑖N was peeking there from heaven. So far, just trying to slowly move in, making no sound.
To hide the operator. Everybody hides except for 𝘆𝑉𝑖 on the Viper. Now, because of that, GENG does not know if the entire force is here or not. They didn't push out of B garage, out of B main. So they're just like, okay, well, there's someone still here in A, but we're not really sure what to make of this.
Yeah, really nice slow push comes in. It does look like GENG are kind of left uncertain. 𝐿𝙊𝙉 is the perfect person to take out first. As King on the back of the site just gonna get Shorty to the face. Something so good at doing this on the attack. And he once again lines it up.
Well, showstopper, I mean, yeah, you're trying to make sure they okay, Meteor picks up a kill. Does look still very difficult.
GENG's trying to hold the angle. He holds it. TS is alone.
Yeah, not much he can do. I mean, again, the idea being that you can try to buy more time. TS went for the
GENG उसका आईडी का प्रॉब्लम हो गया रहेगा, इसके लिए स्पेयर आईडी लेके फिर सब सेटिंग करके इतना टाइम लगा, ब्रेक था ना इतना टाइम, लेट चालू हुआ मैच, तो उसके लिए
help out too much when it comes to the attack. Maybe some setups if you can get onto a site, but that's going to be
टूर्नामेंट आईडी अलग रहता है ना, रेगुलर आईडी पे नहीं खेलते टूर्नामेंट.
Yeah, I mean, you're really just going to have to
उसका कुछ लॉगिन वॉगिन का सीन रहेगा, कुछ तो इशू रहेगा आईडी के साथ, इसके लिए उसको स्पेयर आईडी दिया.
I mean, you're going to have to for
और मैच
you
डिले
have to
हुआ
kind of
इसको.
invest everything on the first entry you do, right? You have
Hello,
single
Valentino.
duelists. You cannot afford for him to get caught. So you got to invest your gravity wells. You know, maybe both Nebulas at the same time. A toxic screen, a snake bite, and then the guiding light, and then you got to hope that he's able to get a kill. That Meteor gets a kill.
Well, that's a nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of play on words here going on, but it's actually pretty clever. But just cheering for Meteor at the end of the day.
Yeah. Meteor's been doing pretty well. I mean, as well as you can if you only get 3 rounds. He, I believe, is in the 2nd spot behind 𝐿𝙊𝙉 on the scoreboard at least.
Yeah, I don't think you can really blame any single individual this time too much in the first half on GENG. I mean, I guess there were a couple of early rounds where TS was getting caught a bit more than he would have liked. But at the end of the day, it's really just the fact that they didn't really sort out any answer for the double duelists until the last couple of rounds. And even then, they weren't able to win the duels that they set up for themselves. So PRX with a 9-3 score line. Of course, just as a reminder before we go into the second half, we are currently going through this match without the Observer UI, so we apologize for that. We had to go through some tech delays earlier, and since the match can be played, we want the players to be able to play it as soon as possible. And with that, GENG also playing not under his own name right now. Could have set that up.
Yeah. We got some nice drawings over there. Looks like GENG and potentially some Pokemon. Although, actually, I think it was just the Boombot and Blast Pack. So it just kind of looks like an oyster of some kind. But, you know, good stuff. You see GENG, he is up top there for the team, 16-6.
Doing very well, actually. He's been kind of middle of the pack overall recently, since something's been stealing a lot of his thunder, and then Forsaken on some of these lurks, Divide with some of the clutches. But on this split, he's back with his raise. I mean, this is definitely where he shines.
All right, this round always, we mentioned, will be critical. See if GENG can slowly catch up, or will PRX be able to take this pistol round and potentially put them out of their misery earlier rather than later.
Yeah, so with all these smokes coming out, okay, well, if Meteor wins that does change what I was about to say. I was going to say, maybe you just accept that the utility's been used, but now you have two people in backside, but the spike still has not entered. You have to recharge your toxins, and now there's a consideration here. So GENG chooses, let's just use this as a bait.
Yeah, I mean, it can.
Both aware, yaar.
Especially Meteor, I mean, he's got 10 health, right? So trying to just get out, but Sylvan's going to be stunned up on his way out.
All right, so Sylvan's stuck. He doesn't have a way out, so he's just looking for picks here. Finds one. He gets a kill.
All right, and look at the entirety of the team here from PRX. They're all on
Sylvan! Oh my gosh, the bait works perfectly, and this works because Meteor even with the second one, but it works because Sylvan had sent the Trailblazer into Alley, and that before that PRX was like, we still don't know, and then they heard the Trailblazer come out, they're like, oh, they want to get that extra space because they don't have heaven control. PRX bites the bait fully, and GENG just a free plant on A.
There's no way 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝙋𝐾𝐿 gets in here. I don't even think he's going to get a chance to die to the spike. Let's see what he can do. He's just trying to run in.
They're setting up for, the healthy members to pick up this kill.
क्या खेला रे round GENG ने?
Gets a third.
Yeah, he was on
Tiger use किया ना city पे, उसके वजह से ही rotation हुआ. नहीं तो तब तक GENG aware था कि heaven देखना है. Something भी रुका था
Good stuff on the pistol round here. GENG gives them a chance in this map.
और भाई माइंड फ्रीक क्या सोच रहे थे पता नहीं, स्मोक क्रॉस करके जाके मारने को देख रहे हैं इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए.
I would have considered it a bit risky, but Meteor wins the first duel, and that changes
थोड़ा risky
everything.
था,
So
risky
now,
था play,
because of that, they can continue to work off of this B site toxic screen just a bit longer, right? And can continue to apply this pressure. So KappA just being given for lurking duty, and to combat that, PRX now pushes out of it. They say, okay, we don't want to play any mind games with this toxic screen. Let's just make sure that they're not setting up for anything crafty here.
That's a good idea. I mean, you have a Jet and a Raze also that can get a bit aggressive, even from the defensive side. As a Snake by trying to pick up something, but he skirts out of there.
Very low health, though. And one interesting thing, of course, King was standing on that smaller box there right next to the rest of the crate, so he just, something not able to get the initial headshot. King's just going to really whittle him down. Now, with that means they had to PRX had to give up B main once again. So now GENG has a bit more freedom to do whatever they so choose. As soon as King makes the call, they will probably go for a two-pronged attack onto B. They've already taken control of mid as well.
Yep. Might as well. Entering right now into tower. Should be able to just run on into this one, as we know.
Yeah, but they're still not taking any chances, right? You put the slow over an alley, you put the wall over by stairs, and then King only starts to peek out once his team is in the site, because otherwise you don't know if someone's maybe waiting right at that little entry point into the site. GENG understanding that they cannot take any hits here if they want to catch up, right? They got to really roll the snowball as much as possible to carry over all their weapons.
Forsaken here is going to see what he can see, but he's about to come face to face with the Spectre.
I think Forsaken maybe just waiting to see if he can get some kills and then die to the spike at the last second as well. That seems to be his positioning here, and he suspects it.
Well, the blind actually works out.
Yeah.
Forsaken got the kill, but he did die to TS.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Meteor stuck here with low health, not able to keep the weapon. So that is a little bit of damage done. Now, of course, Kings was recovered here.
फिर भी economy अच्छी है GENG की.
Some good stuff for GENG, able to pick up 2 in a row. As, you know, even from the attacking side, it's been going well for them. I'm not sure, Astra. Let's see what they do pick up here. We do have just, you know, another Spectre picked up. We have a Ghost held on to for TS. Not really overcommitting onto any buys. They're holding on to a lot of credits here.
And they're going to just roll it in with the shorter weapons. They're just going to wait to see if anyone peeks out initially. And then once they're able to just inch forward bit by bit, they'll probably continue, manage the toxins like that, continue to check each corner at a time. And they're not hoping for everyone to survive. They're just trying to get into the site and get the plant.
Oh, boy.
The perfect lineup there.
Yeah. What can you say? They gave it a shot, but something was in perfect position to pick up 3. And now TS is alone. Something will take him down. PRX are back on the board.
Yeah, and PRX, I mean, again, a nice adjustment 2 rounds in a row to that toxic screen. This time they have a over-under double angle setup.
क्या हाल है KappA?
बढ़िया. ये क्या गोलू क्या है? मैच देख रहा है?
गोलू देख रहा था पहले साथ में. अभी वो गया है सुशी खाने.
Something a little bit late on the reset.
TS 3 शीट डाउन है ना एक तो अपना.
Even after he got the initial burst onto the 2 of them, but
देखा ही नहीं था मैंने.
He does clean it up in the end.
हम याद कर रहे हैं KappA.
बहुत पेशेंस से खेल रहा है GENG.
Looks like their idea here is
पर PRX भी अच्छा ही खेल रहा है रे. मतलब थोड़ा उनके हिसाब से थोड़ा आराम से खेल रहा है.
King is just waiting to see if anyone pushes out. They're not actually trying to proactively use the screen just yet.
Something still peeking out of there as King is waiting. It's going to come face to face with the dog as here's Forsaken pops out and takes him down.
Oh, King had the idea that he was going to get the debuff onto them with the snake bite, and he just has to choose to fight, otherwise they lose entire control of that area. But now Forsaken's already gone forward on the minimap and taking out TS on the lurk as well. 3 members of GENG now stuck in the middle of the map.
Yeah, definitely an issue if
essentially
one guy, I mean, he was joined by one of his teammates initially, but essentially one guy is just popping out and winning duel after duel.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a lot of rounds that way.
And this is all expected here from PRX. 𝘍𝘍 has no reason to greet this. They have main control as well. MindFreak making sure that he doesn't get caught off guard. They still have a crossfire now with 𝘍𝘍 relocating over to Ali and something on the site.
1, 2, 3. Khatam.
Oh, MindFreak just waits for the perfect moment. They totally shut this down. The flawless comes through for the side of PRX. It's 2 rounds in a row. They only need 2 more
इसको
to take
2-0
down
जीतना है.
Split for the first
PRX को.
Yeah, MindFreak has some really good smokes.
PRX 2-0 जीतेगा और फिर GENG अगर Zeta से भी हार गया तो अपने लिए बहुत अच्छा है.
Full information of where GENG was. Again, not taking any chances, and I mean, once you get spotted there with the Trailblazer,
GENG Zeta का भी match.
King made the best choice, right?
Not sure
KappA. An unfair fight in your advantage, but Forsaken just powers through.
चलो देखते हैं.
Last day पे होगा शायद.
Now we're gonna have second timeout here called by.
कल तो नहीं होएगा. Back to back तो नहीं
One
रखेंगे.
last burst to try to catch up on this map, but to be honest, you know, I think there's a reason why all of us did predict PRX to take this match today, and it's because their aggressive play style has got them such a huge lead. They keep on winning these 2v1s, and they're just dominating so far here against GENG to start us off.
Yeah, I would agree. And
कल DRX जीतना है और अपन जीतने हैं और फिर 14 को जो रिजल्ट होएगा उस पे भी अपने को बहुत कुछ मालूम पड़ेगा.
The top peak potential of PRX once again. We're starting to see hints of that. Where
भाई अपना कल वाला तो deadly flight है यार.
हाँ भाई KappA.
Micro adjustments in their
उसके बाद आके next day stream भी करना है. क्या flight book किया मेरे को भी नहीं मालूम. सुबह का ठीक. फिर रात का भी 145 का है KappA. जाने का.
Yeah. Well, just pray to 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝙋𝙀 and hope something goes right, and maybe GENG have a chance. It's not looking too good, William.
Yeah, but if 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝙋𝙀, then who will hear your prayers?
Oh no. That's a question for another time.
Well, just hoping that some of walks into their crosshairs. PRX, I think, giving respect to especially 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 who's been on point with his sheriffs today. Oh, he doesn't get bitten by it.
There
he is again!
Yeah. Not before GENG is able to pick off one, though. And now trying to push in here. They do not see 𝘆𝐼𝙋𝐋𝐿, who is always holding these weird angles. That one not the weirdest we've seen, but that's going to be 2 kills to him. And now Sylvan says, well, give it a good try and see what I can do. He might be able to upgrade
ये map तो GG होने वाला है.
Aware of something already behind
If it's a tiebreaker, if it's a 3-way tiebreaker, and let's say A team ने दोनों B और C को हराया है, तो A team qualify हो जाएगी. अगर तीनों टीम में से 1-1-1-1 है, तो फिर map difference है या तो round difference है. Oh, I'm not sure. I think map difference है. पहले. वो भी equal है तो round difference.
Now having, once we saw the maps, picks and bans, I don't think anyone really expected GENG to come out swinging on split. Even though that they left it open.
𝘆𝐼𝙋 ने overextend किया ना, हाँ.
This has just never been the type of map that these players would absolutely excel
pick
at.
किया ना वो mid पे वापस 2 को मार के.
So not surprising, but
ये तो sharp है
not over just yet.
Yeah, they got Seekers, they got Meteor already on the
कौन
site.
Meteor?
This will be a strong entry for the side
हाँ,
of
Goddard तो
GENG.
बहुत मार रहा है.
Up a member already.
Seekers क्या कर रहा है भाई? U-turn मार ले Seeker.
Yeah, just making sure 𝐿𝐿𝐿 not only does he block off 𝐿𝐿𝐿, but he creates this nice second angle for Heaven. It's gonna be an extra kill that they absolutely want. Now GENG had waited to plan.
मेरे आगे के पीछे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
Whittle down the numbers on PRX. Also, since most likely GENG will close up this round, actually hold that thought. We're taking to the site.
Yeah, they are just really forcing this one. They have a pretty insane economy at this point, but now that it's 2v5, I guess they're just gonna see.
वही end से नहीं है.
Not the most PRX thing to do, but
हम लोग के हाथ में नहीं है वो off करना.
Might as well in this case, because there's basically no chance something's still gonna peek this angle. And again, their economy is great, so.
And especially for something as you had noted earlier.
क्या खेल रहा था KappA में बीच में break में? गोलू के against.
जीता क्या?
हाँ, दोनों गेम जीता. दोनों ही खराब प्लेयर है काफी, पर उसमें मैं जीत गया थोड़ा.
Even though Meteor single duo stun raised, they could always have someone like TS pick up that operator, maybe even 𝐿𝐿𝐿. So just don't want to give them that potential option for free. So it ends up being a save. But what I wanted to mention was we saw yet another different toxic screen here from GENG, right? It was clearly just
KappA ने हटाया overlay. मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ guys, KappA को बोलो. ऐसे सब नहीं करना.
जल्दी आके 25 के कर दो. overlay on करता हूँ.
Those options available.
ये बात भी सही है.
A resurrection and a showstopper, so this could be another one where they power through, right? Just send Meteor in.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Raze being GENG, getting some good information at this point. Boombot also going to be shot down.
ये round खत्म है लग रहा है मेरे
को. किसका result connect होता है वो देखना है मेरे.
And they're just trying to bait PRX to push out of somewhere. Now the thing is TS, he's aware that people have pushed out of mid, but he's now stuck. He has to check both angles. He's doing whatever he can. He calls that they have to entry now, otherwise he's going to get spotted.
And there's the entry. TS will also get 2 kills. Meanwhile,
mid वालों को ही मार दिया.
I thought they were going to get a third one as everybody's pushing into him and just dying.
I mean, I don't blame the observers for focusing on the entry into site, but clearly the main dish was on TS because he just holds his ground, knowing that he's about to get pinched.
Yeah, they sent a dog into Ramen. I was
𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿
99% sure they saw him, but just not able to win the duels as down goes GENG as well. Another flawless to the side of GENG, and maybe the miracle is actually happening.
I mean, quite frankly, if we weren't at match point, I would say it's starting to look a little dangerous for PRX. The only saving grace is you literally just have to win that one round, but just hiding right under. And he actually gets the first kill right before the Seeker really spots his location, so something caught off guard there. But TS, great setup there. And the real impressive part is, again, he calls to say, we have to go now. I'm going to set up my smokes because otherwise I might die. Because even if I get 1 kill, I might get traded. So he sets up all the nebulas. And then, of course, the cherry on top is he gets it.
Coffee pahiजे रे KappA मला.
That certainly helps. As now Alex is going to be going to town on the the voice comms, no doubt. Not going to be happy with the way this one has gone, but I think it's okay. You know, I think that GENG have had some pretty good
यार
setups
ये
on the
तो
attack,
kill
so
तब
props
भी
to them
बता रहा है,
to
तभी
making this
नहीं बता
possible.
रहे.
Yeah, so
क्या
probably
kill
one of
इशू
the
रहेगा
things
आज.
that-
बोल रहे kills भी
that
नहीं
is a
बता रहे
big
कहाँ पे हो रहे.
sign here, and this is for GENG. Going with a bit of a Korean rhyme there, but basically don't steal my heart, GENG is the last line. That's the most important one. Wow. Where was I? Oh, Alex, I think the thing you have to consider is you can't really tell your team not to push out of any side, right? That's the only way you're going to get surefire info. But probably the biggest part of
मजा नहीं आ रहा है
just
यार.
kind of calm them down, right? Cool
क्या
off a
चीज
little
में?
bit. You just
कुछ
lost
तो करना
this
चाहिए
triple
लोग को.
duel
क्या है?
against TS. Don't let it get to
आराम
your
आराम
head.
से चल रहा है. Shit.
And then kind of
मारामारी नहीं
reconsider
कर
how
रहे.
else do we want to set up these potential push-outs right around
W
the
दबाना है क्या?
हाँ.
Well, we got operator versus operator now. We have something also picking up one. So we'll see how it works. He's just going to hold down A by himself. He's got the Viper and top screen over there as well. But this push from GENG is looking like B at the moment.
Okay, so GENG purposely hides the operator. Only King trying to be shown to the Trailblazers here.
सब util trade कर रहे हैं यार. आराम आराम से. आराम आराम से.
Because of the further smokes coming out faster, they're just going to give up on it, right?
तो
Especially with
उल्टा
the
अच्छा है ना
operator
KappA.
hand, they don't have
अच्छा
too
तो
many
है.
options. The other reason they're
ये
down
अच्छा
by
ही
for
देखने
a
को
bit
बोर हो
is
रहा
because
है.
no one has pushed out of A main. So GENG now has to take the action themselves and accepts the fate that if we don't whittle down the numbers, take control of one part of the map, eventually we're just
पहली बार ऑप लाया है, लग रहा है कि पिक मिलेगा.
Okay. That doesn't hurt him at all, actually. Not
Yeah.
all of it.
नहीं दे रहा है जी.
And we are biding our
बोलता
time here
ऊपर
on
आ.
the side of GENG. 35 seconds. They're going to have to make a move soon, and it looks like the spike is run over towards A. So this is going to be up to something for this first pick as they enter.
चलो something भैया.
Now, they have Resurrection, right? So GENG, their optimal thing is for someone else to peek out and take the hit. They're actually just going to rely on the Cosmic Divide, but they have to stick the plant at this point, and they have so many corners to clear.
You got to go in. Something is trying.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. Just trying to deny the
GG.
plants as GENG gets into the back of the site. And they
Oh.
can't get
GG.
the spike down. They cannot
बहुत late
plant
नहीं
it,
गए.
and it doesn't matter who kills who.
35
That will be the
40
end of it.
सेकंड बाद फिर भी ठीक है.
13-7 in
और
favor
बेचारा वो
of
चल के
PRX.
जा रहा है,
A
उसके
very
पास ही
nice
spike
है.
defense
Spike है.
on that last round.
Oh, the idea itself was not that bad, but the amount of time they spent to
Shayan
get
Banerjee.
there from
KappA
GENG.
को बोल दो
आ रहा
पैसा
हूँ.
काट ले इस
I mean,
मैच
again,
के.
just
KappA
too
पैसे
much
काट
they
ले
have
इस
to
मैच
handle,
के.
and on top of that,
वैसा
I mean,
पाइजे
GENG had a
ऑल गुड
showstopper.
सुहाना
What
आप
do you do
बताओ.
against that?
GG yes.
I mean, GENG
आ rहे,
keeps
आ rहे.
the players
Calculate कर
alive,
दिया,
which
हाँ.
allows the rest of his teammates to all
मिलेंगे,
jump
मजे
out
करेंगे.
like some
मजे
superhero movies
आना
out of the
मिलने
Cosmic Divide,
जरूर.
and they'll clean up the site.
बस उम्मीद करता थोड़ी नींद मिल जाए कोलकाता पहुंचने
Young
के पहले.
GENG, I
और
think
अपना
they
टीम
finally started to get warmed up
one
there
side
towards
perform
the
करे.
end, but they just gave way too much of a
हाँ
lead
मतलब
to
वो तो
PRX.
है ही.
Yeah, I mean, 9-3, no curse
नींद भी
today.
मिल जाए
Feels like
थोड़ी.
the curse doesn't exist here.
नींद का तो मेरे को
Seen a
लग
lot
रहा
of
है doubt.
9-3 reverse
डाउट लग रहा है ना.
wins
Yeah, it's been
happening.
a while.
So it was just a great start. The
Guys, मैं
double
2
duelist, the W gaming.
मिनट आया कॉफी
They
बना के
took
तब
too many
तक
rounds
लगा
on the
के जाता
attacker
हूँ.
side. GENG not really able to get much done as once again,
GENG
every
का तो
single
KCC
time I
भी
see
पूरा
split,
डाउन
it's
करता
like,
है.
oh,
कौन
this is
बोला भाई
supposed to be
ये?
defender
GENG?
sided. The attacker side is always seemingly getting a lot of
मुझे नहीं
wins in
पता.
the
कोरियन
rounds,
टीम्स
and
को
our
सब लोग
stats are
ओवरएस्टिमेट
telling the
करते हैं.
same
DRX
story.
को छोड़ के बाकी लोग.
Overall, it seems like our teams are finding a lot of success on the attacker side on this map.
चलो ये
Yeah, I think
देखते
that's
हैं.
especially even more true in Pacific. I think at least up to last week, I think Pacific had the highest attacking
हम मजा में
win rate
गुज्जू
on
कौन
split.
जन
And I
गुज्जू
think part of
कौन.
that is also a lot of Pacific teams just don't like this map. So
मैं
even their
गुजराती नहीं
defense
हूँ, मैं
maybe
सिंधी हूँ.
not as well trained, but
पर ठीक है.
here's
अरे
the
मीत
thing,
मेहता
I mean,
आ सकता है
GENG
यार. ऐसा कुछ
hopped
प्रॉब्लम
off
नहीं.
this
1 घंटे
map.
के लिए आ जा और
Well,
चले
you know,
जा.
some might
तेरे को
wanna say,
कौन
well,
बोल
they
रहा है
just
पूरा
really went off
वॉच
GENG's
पार्टी
theory.
अटेंड
On
करने
the
के लिए?
other
आ
side,
जा
Guardian
मिलने के
was
लिए.
trying to answer back,
मिल ले
you
और
know,
चले जा.
at
परसों
that
एग्जाम
same
है ना तेरा.
tempo. But overall, PRX winning more duels and having a
लॉक चला
great
लेता हूँ छोटा सा
explosive
और मैं आ रहा
attacking
हूँ.
first half. We'll be able to secure.
और सेम एंड एग्जाम का अभी से
That's
अब भी
basically what it
टेंशन
came
ले रहे
down
हो तो
to.
पूरा साल क्या कर रहे
Something
थे?
also started off pretty slowly. He ended up with 3 first bloods,
Chilling.
so not half bad. He
और
was
लास्ट
also
टाइम पे
second
एग्जाम का
place
टेंशन
on
लेके
the
पढ़े.
standings.
वाह.
Also mine-free with 3 first bloods, pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, just a pretty solid attacker side. They were able to close out the map a bit slower
राहुल
after
जैन
that.
मस्त
with the double
बढ़िया
duels on
भाई.
the defender side. and they made it happen. So that was map number 1. William, as PRX will take
entry कौन से basis
We're
पे?
going to have a break and come back
तुझे
with the
आना है
desk.
क्या
Don't
वो
go
बता.
anywhere. This is huge as well, as everybody's trying to just pile
down to a duel here. Oh,
in as the fight. That thing was just so
lower the numbers.
संकल्प.
Fight begins.
हाँ हाँ आना है ना आजा फिर हो जाएगा.
Now they know. Ooh.
Deny. He's able to hold on, even if he goes.
He's activating everything just to hide. The other would make sure to short.
This, but we do have one
आजा.
at the moment. MxB
very well aware of this. They're just trying to bunker down. Yeah, you're trying to make sure they don't get. With all these smokes coming out, finds one. He gets a kill.
All right, and look at the entirety of the team here for PRX. They're all
बढ़िया है संकल्प. फिर टेंशन में गुजरता रहेगा सब. वो वीक फुल टेंशन एग्जाम का और बाकी का साल चिलिंग. सही है. तो मतलब ऐसे प्लेयर्स जैसा है क्या? टूर्नामेंट रहेगा तभी खेलेंगे, टूर्नामेंट नहीं रहेगा तो चिल करेंगे. एनर्जी वर्सेस फ्यूरिया नहीं, पूरा मैच नहीं दिखा, एक ही मैप देख रहा था, सो गया. और सबका एंट्री क्यों कराऊंगा भाई? जिनको सच में आना है तो बता दो, और जो सच में डायट फैंस है सही है. स्टॉर्म आशंक को आ रहा है तू? कॉलेज का सिलेबस छोड़ के बाकी करते रहूंगा. अच्छा हाँ हाँ रे आशंको, सुबह आएंगे रात को निकल जाएंगे. तन्मय फाइनली मुंबई के तीनों वर्किंग डे पे थे. अच्छा हाँ, सैड है यार. नेक्स्ट टाइम. थैंक यू फॉर बिकमिंग अ मेंबर ब्रो. दिल्ली में वॉच पार्टी दोबारा होने के चांसेस पता नहीं. ये सीजन में
You're watching VCT Pacific,
तो
and we
अभी
finally
दोनों
got
मैचेस के रिजल्ट पे
down to getting through
डिपेंड
our
करता है.
first game of the day on splits, which was PRX's pick, and clearly they continue to be extremely comfortable on it.
Okay, Tanay.
This is just like they're home now, right?
Yeah.
That's 4 wins in a row on split for them.
मिलेंगे फिर रहेगा तो.
Dominating a lot of the aspects, especially on the attacker side with this double duelist setup they've got, and you don't even need
प्रॉब्लम क्यों
something
होगा?
coming off on the
आजा
attacker
आजा
side. It was really
मिलते.
just Jing who was, you know, kind of carrying this team. I'm sorry, it's not Jing, it's KR Extra 0.
That's right. That's his true form.
That's
his real
right.
identity.
That's right.
They've unmasked Jing.
Yeah, Jing. That's like his Bruce Wayne name or whatever you want to call it.
आजा आजा दुनिया हिला देंगे कल. Storm.
Kind of what we expected to have
कितने
happen.
दोस्त तू और तेरे दोस्त कितने लोग आ रहे हैं?
But PRX is popping off. They're playing really clean. They're very in control. Obviously, we think that's a pretty good map for them as well. And I think things are kind of par for the course so far.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they were GENG. You're right. They struggled. I think there was 5 rounds during the first half that GENG just
मिलेंगे ना वैलेंटिनो अगर होगा दिल्ली में फिर से तभी.
They had to call those timeouts, and obviously it didn't work out in the end. Now, yeah, GENG was really popping off, which was great to see. Usually something's at the top of that, like, you know, that kill chart, but with GENG at 21 kills, I mean, he's in form on Split. I think Split is definitely his map. Now, Gen.G did have really good strats as well. We did see it on round 5, a really interesting play.
Yeah, this is really like a highlight of a lot of the things I wanted to see for Gen.G, and I had like a lot of confidence that this is going to be good. So the first thing I want to note here is, yes, 𝐿𝙊𝙉𝘾𝙄𝑼 gets some huge kills here. This is like setting the tempo, but the toxic screen is a change here on the A side. They had been setting it up to cover pipes up towards A heaven. Instead, they changed the direction to counter the toxic screen that PRX was using. This forced PRX over to B a little bit, I think, and this also forces then on the re-rotate into the hands of Meteor, who's got that Marshall. He's absolutely nuts with it. We've seen it time and time again, also with the Showstopper. So this is just a really well drawn up map. It was on the fly. So this like hit a bunch of notes for me where I thought, okay, Gen.G really could do this today. 𝐿𝙊𝙎 playing well. They're able to find those mid-round or mid-round or mid-map adaptations without taking a timeout. So I was like, this is good. They're looking good. And then after that, it was not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the second half did look a little bit better for them, almost. But before that, you know, we were talking about the first kill to round conversion wins for all the teams, and PRX was just astoundingly high, like 82% conversion rate, which is crazy, and they definitely proved it again today.
Yeah, there was a clip I wanted to look at. It was with something up here, and you know, we talked about, you know, this is a lot of this is going to come down. Can they get that first kill? And something absolutely delivered here. I mean, one thing about PRX is they're just good when it comes to their picks. And so, you know, a straightforward round here, but this was an important moment because the early part of the second half, it did seem like momentum was beginning to build here for GENG to come back. And players like something, they come out, they shut that down, and
ऐसा पूरा दिन भटकने का फ्लाइट का टाइमिंग्स बहुत वियर्ड है KappA.
Yep.
Yeah.
सोएंगे किधर क्या सुबह 6 बजे जाने का रात को 1 बजे आने का.
Total. That's unacceptable from a player of his caliber. And he's been, again, sliding in the wrong direction for
रात को
Gen.G,
1:30 बजे आने का
a lot of the teams. So I have deep concerns. I mean, yes, Split is a very good map for PRX. They've shown it to us, you know, throughout this stage. They're comfortable on this map. They like it. This is the first time we've seen it for Gen.G, but
और एयरपोर्ट से तो आधे घंटे पे है ना ये.
to prep and prepare for this map.
हाँ, ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है.
So much from the side of PRX, and Gen.G is a team that I would think with their coaching staff and their players should be a good anti-strat team.
It's been a little weird, isn't it? I mean, seeing King perform as poorly as he has. The truth is, Gen.G, when we talk about this team, this is a player that we a lot of times are highlighting. Like this is going to be our pick. This we want to be following this guy closely and seeing how he performs, and can he keep up with the other MVP on the team. But yeah, I mean, almost no action from King at all here.
Yeah, really quiet, that's right. I mean, look, the next map is Ascent. That is Gen.G's pick. I don't know. I mean, PRX does start on attacker side. I don't really know. I feel like it might go into 2-0. It's almost like PRX is making up for all that lost time.
3 घंटे का फ्लाइट है KappA.
But you know, in the second half, Gen.G
देश के दूसरे कोने में जा रहे KappA. वेस्ट से ईस्ट.
Was it just? I mean, are they just not on form?
तो डाउनलोड भी करना पड़ेगा.
Just too good.
मेरे पास एक तो ईयरफोन्स भी नहीं है यार.
They're too good. Their firepower is really good. They do a good job mostly of pushing and pulling the map.
कौन से वो?
I like some of the ideas from Gen.G.
वो मैं थाईलैंड में भूल गया था ना, वो इवेंट पे गए थे अपन तभी.
Some
उधर भूल गया था वो?
हाँ. बहुत महंगा पड़ा वो इवेंट. For other reasons as well.
You know, like Will was pointing out, underneath the noses of PRX a bit, but at the end of the day, that 9-3 start for PRX is just it's just too much to recover from.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it would have been way too much of a climb to come back. Yeah, good try though. 13-7, they did climb a little bit. I do agree with you guys. I do think it's gonna be.
खा ले यार जाने दे, खा लेता हूँ. ये लोग तो बहुत टाइम ले रहे भाई चालू वालू करने के लिए.
Gen.G underperformed the way that they did. I mean, this is such a, I think, coming into this event, it's like a pretty straightforward team pick, right? I mean, Gen.G, first of all, the lineup was obviously so solid. I always think of them as just, these are all the best players in Korea that are not on DRX, right? Gen.G showed up a little bit, you know, later here to the Valorant game, scooping these guys up. But Yeah, I mean, they're the team that started out looking strong, and it seemed like it was going to be an obvious second place or third place, and maybe it still is. But what's been going on the last couple weeks? It's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to figure out. They just are not making the right connections. They seem to be a little bit more disorganized. PRX, on the other hand, they seem to really have leaned into their form. They're looking great. They're feeling confident, and it shows.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, they lost the last 3 matchups already. GENG knows. I mean, look, they're also high up on the standings, but at the same time, you know, losing another match, this is not good. Even if you make it into playoffs, like going in looking like this.
Yeah, you can't be sliding downhill like this, and like, you know, it's tough to recover from that. Some teams can, you know, like we saw Talon was able to turn it around and get some pretty impressive wins and at least give themselves a slim hope of making it to the playoffs and things like that. And GENG is a team that I would think can do that. I would think with the players and the staff in place that they should be capable of doing it. But this split, I wanted to see just a little bit more. I mean, I didn't necessarily expect that they were going to win the map, but it wasn't like that, especially their defender side, with having the stage.
What's the main tiebreaker? Map round, पहले head to head,
ability to sort of manipulate
then maps, then round, I think.
You know, to kind of keep PRX in
कल
check
अपना
and
second game है ना, 4:30 बजेगा.
Somewhat plays a bit like Ascent in a lot of ways, where it's sort of a 3-lane, sort of kind of similar idea. I'm not sure that they necessarily can do it. Now, they've been great on Ascent the last couple times we've seen them. They beat T1. They blasted T1 when they played them. It was 13-5. They beat DRX at the Guangzhou Esports series, but they've only played Ascent like 2 times in the last 6 months. So, again, hard to say exactly what GENG's going to do.
It's weird, too, because, like, with them winning all their wins in a row, and then they're comboing all these losses. I mean, if this keeps up, they're going to kind of just be another team that's right square in the middle that we're going to have to basically wait for the bracketed format to figure out where exactly they stand. But hopefully they can pull it together. It did seem like those timeouts they did call, they were able to kind of tighten the bolts, so to speak, and kind of improve and take it step by step. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Paperthin. I don't know really what to make of GENG here. And again, it's really self-evident when you look at a team like PRX, which is just so in your face, so able to make stuff happen, so able to shut you down.
Yeah. Something on the split on A site in particular, we saw this last week too. Him and a shorty on A site is so scary. Like, if I would never want to be in that situation when you know something's on the other side and all he has is a shorty. That's all he needs, and he did it again.
He's got such an interesting way of maneuvering himself. Like a lot of jets with a shorty, right, will cloud burst in your face and then dash in and then try to use that. He finds angles. He doesn't even have to use his utility. He uses the passive dash.
Yes.
Or the hover, excuse me. The hover that she has to kind of keep people off balance and sort of make it harder to find the crosshair placements.
Yeah, he's very good at aerial shorty jet plays. It's really interesting. He's very good at getting right above you and punishing, but yeah, I mean, I think that's why he's such a scary player, right? I mean, he's obviously very good with a rifle, but between operator and the shorty, you're kind of covering the full range of all the weapons and abilities, and it's very impressive.
Well, something's laughing.
Yeah, he's laughing.
Somebody else had their head in their hands.
He just imagined a new way to fly down and hit you with a shorty is what happened. Yeah, little wrinkles forming on his brain as we speak as he finds new places to pop out with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, something was great last round, but GENG, I would have to say, or what's a KR, VCTPACIFICWATCH extra was, you know, a star player on the last map. But we are gonna go into Ascent now, and let's see what their team or the agent comp's gonna be like this time around.
I do think that this is a good map for GENG.
Good God.
What is?
It's gotten
what is
bigger.
That?
It got bigger.
It's like a.
That's bigger.
It was like a tiny whole paper towel roll for a mouse or something. Like, there was a bigger one in there. He needed more toilet paper than normal. Yeah.
Ooh, Forsaken's back on Fade. But okay. I mean, that worked last time.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, look, I think GENG, this is probably a good map for them. I think they should fare better. I do think PRX probably still takes it. I think it's going to be a lot closer, maybe a 13-11 or 13-10, something like that.
Yeah. What say you, Paperthin?
I mean, it is a super interesting composition, you know, GENG on that stage, and you know, kind of an off duelist, sort of like everybody talks about the battle.
भाई मैं 2 बजे जाऊंगा. भाई देखो जितना जल्दी हो सकता है जाना, क्योंकि जैसे वेन्यू पैक हो जाएगा we cannot take a lot more people in. दिल्ली में तो इतना ही भर गया था कि क्या ही बोले.
There's some TikTok-y stuff that comes out, but we'll see with PRX how they want to handle this. But it looked pretty good against 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼𝑋 on one of 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼𝑋's strongest maps.
Yeah, that's right. All right, with that, we are ready to get into Game 2. On Ascent, we have GENG versus PRX. Casters, we have Will and Valdez. You guys, are we going to end it at Game 2, or are we going to go into Game 3 today?
I'm expecting a 2-0. What about you, William? I think that first map was pretty convincing and kind of what I thought even before the first map, to be honest.
You know what? I'm going to be the odd one out. I think we're going to go to map 3. Maybe there's a pattern there. Well, I will say this, right? I think this map better suits the matchup on the side of GENG, right? Not to say they necessarily have the advantage, but I would say we should expect them to hold a better fight than on Split. On top of that, it seems like some of them is finally getting warmed up on stage towards the end of Split. So I think there's a decent chance here. And, well, again, like Paperthin was saying on the desk, we'll have to continue to see what more PRX can show us with this composition, because we've only seen it once from them here on Ascent. And that wasn't exactly all off the back of the theory behind the comp, but much more their individual performances as well.
Yeah, I mean, they really took it to 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼 last week, so I'm not surprised that they just go for what worked and try to run it back. Looks great on Split. Here we go once again. It will be PRX on attack.
Yeah, right off the bat, it's going to be the push out of mid with the high flash drive. We don't really see this too often on the pistol round, but they're just going to commit to it.
Oh, भाई. ये क्या हो गया?
Okay, well, now it's going to be PRX's trap, but no, it's going to be 𝐵𝑖 on the flank.
Yeah, so they tried to really throw a wrench into the gears, and the gun got jammed halfway through, I guess, because their strategy fell flat on its face as PRX cleaned them up in mid. As they'll take another look.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he was flashed as well. It's been less than a minute, right? I can take that back. I think it might be a 2-0. I don't think we're going to go to map 3. I mean, PRX, you know, not entirely well prepped against that push, but also not taking, you know, their own risks. They are able to regroup very quickly, and of course, the early kill helps.
Here comes the push. PRX not wasting any time. So they make their way into B. You see that King is way back here in the spawn. They're going to give this one up for free.
Yeah, GENG just, you know, they decide to stack A site. Now they did leave the turret here, and King just watching mid, but that didn't stop PRX from wasting any time to get into the site. Now, GENG's doing what they can to get an entire wraparound, and Jing's ready for it.
He's on the run, but he's not going to get away.
Yeah, didn't quite expect the omen. Oh! Okay, Meteor buying time.
Oh, he got a couple of really great shots, but shorty from that angle not good enough. As that will be the cleanup from 𝐵𝑖 hanging out around the wall. Got pretty interesting there as Jing pushed out aggressively, but it's still a PRX round win.
Yeah, but just right there where we saw the shorty actually being used by Meteor, it's funny because the desk was talking about that right before we got into the game about how something uses a shorty, he's always floating in the air. You gotta imagine if, you know, if Meteor had done another jump peek, could he have gotten the kill? Maybe he might have been able to close the distance just a bit. But at the end of the day, PRX will be able to get that, and they're gonna continue on with 2 rifles here and just evening out the rest of their weaponry to try to match on this bonus round.
Oh, bhai.
See how this goes. I mean, it's like he spots MindFreak, who gets out somehow.
Yeah, MindFreak just goes for the early swing out to not lose any speed, and PRX doesn't waste any time.
Something's taken out as well. Fantastic help from 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼. They keep him alive. And that's going to be the end of that push, although MindFreak is in main, and he'll also get taken down.
Oh, I don't think it spotted him, so Jing just, you know, counting his blessings, but there he goes.
All right, there you go, GENG on the board in the bonus rounds. Able to hold on to pretty much everything. Actually, everything.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼 with great coverage here, and just because they have their own omen smoke over by A main, trust that he can just hold that spray towards that door, you know, towards tree.
Placing alarm bot. Turret out.
See how this one is going to balance out now. This is GENG's chance to really try to be a contender in this series, I would say. Got to even it up for the first time in both maps.
Yeah, trying to make sure they don't fall too far behind. I mean, that was one of the other reasons they had such a hard time in the second half, back on split. Now, this is one of the other reasons I think GENG has a better fight here, is that we have King on the Killjoy, who we know that he's very well versed in, especially on Ascent.
समझ गया भाई इन लोग को क्या
Forsaken trying to get as much information for his team as possible. This is what he mentioned in the interview. This is part of the reason why he plays the Fate on this map. And they do not run a Killjoy as 𝐿𝙊𝙉 is caught with a dagger in his hand. Down he'll go to a Bulldog.
Yeah, TS, he can't greet this.
भाई
Yeah, he
PRX
just has to back
surprisingly
out.
अच्छा
I
खेल
mean, he
रही है
wanted to
भाई
try to get one kill on the entry just to even up the
मतलब
numbers.
आराम
I
आराम
think
से
that's
खेल रहे
fine,
थे
but
घाई
now
वाई
he
करके
has to
नहीं
back off now. Something already notifying them that he could be up in heaven. He does drop, of course, after just spraying through, but see what the retake looks like. I mean, you don't have your lockdown yet, you don't have much else, but you do have the recon bolt and the paranoia, so the tools are there here for GENG.
Yeah. Let's see their entry into the A site as 𝘆𝘍𝑼 is down in hell. Couple of smokes link up. Something spots one, but Meteor down here, able to get one. TS as well, but 𝘍𝑼 trying to hold it down against two. He is going to survive for so long, but eventually Meteor will take him down, but he's alone. And he does not have much health. He does get cleaned up by MindFreak. We'll take a third round for PRX.
Yeah, a nice try from GENG. It wasn't as explosive of a retake that as we might have seen from other teams, but still very methodical, even making sure that they can set up that crossfire against the switch, right? We first had King kind of looking down from the far corner of heaven, and then Meteor drops down next to Gen. But the problem being, of course, that they're not able to win the duels immediately, and Meteor left all alone to try to fend the eventual 1v3, only able to get one of those remaining three members.
Yeah. Well, don't tell 𝘍𝐾𝐿 at home about Eco and his gun choice. But other than that, it does look like, wow, MindFreak with a first blood this time. Don't see that every day up there on top of the wall.
Yeah, just counters the potential play here with their own 𝐿𝐿, and they're just pushing through again.
Meteor in the smoke, he's gonna get one. King also there as he's up on heaven. He takes down 3. As that was almost as many kills as he had in the last map.
Jeez, you didn't have to do it dirty like that. My goodness. Well, I mean, a great hold and some great reactions as well. Now, MindFreak, oh yeah, they didn't even spot him. It wasn't like the hot
भाई nice recon भाई.
In a main, it was used deeper. And it was taken out immediately, but King's already here. And just a nice reset on for the third kill.
Very nice.
Now, I expect this to be the pattern. If PRX continues to try to push through within the first 30 seconds, I mean, especially if they accidentally choose the site that King set up on, it's not going to go as well as it normally does for PRX. I mean, Ascent in general is a much harder map to just push through. You're working off of a single duelist, and then you're, okay, going up against King on the Killjoy. There's a lot more difficulties. Ooh.
It's not able to hit any of the knives, so Meteor's like, well, I guess I'll just back away then with my poor little classic.
Yeah, but it's a pretty classic.
True. I mean, yeah, not very poor, I guess. As Something able to win that duel, King not able to get it this time. And that's unfortunate for him, as Something now showing that aggression on the Jet.
Yeah, now PRX, because they didn't have any further setups and they're currently waiting on another smoke to recharge from MindFreak, they can't fight for mid control, so they just have to gamble that they will be ahead in the rotation. GENG, they're playing for retake on B, and they actually intercept the spike.
That's pretty huge. They're trying to take down top of mid as well. 𝘍𝑼 is alone here with the Sheriff. And he's not going to be able to get anyone as they get onto the site, but they don't have the spike.
But they have the Omen ultimate.
Yeah, कुछ नहीं होता है भाई.
Of that
Block
debuff,
walk
and they're
नहीं
all
होता
trying
है.
to crowd around it. Ah, they couldn't block it. I mean, that's one. Yeah, that's one way you can try to do it. Make sure that the Omen can't place close enough to it. But alas, all right, his own ultimate here from TS just to get a crossfire. I like it.
Yeah, and
but weapons recovered here.
Okay, TS. They're gonna play it safe. They're going to wait on the site here. We got something in Boathouse. He is not going to get picked off. TS
कौन जीत
very
रहा
low.
है?
And down he goes.
PRX
Of
बस पोस्ट करेंगे ना भाई. पहले वाला PRX
I
होता
mean,
है
Gen
एकदम
G
वो तो
even
swing
aware
कर
of the
देते.
fact that the Omen could use their ultimate, you know, doing what they can, but here's the thing that the initial weapon from King able to be recovered, and then Eco not able to stay alive, you know, in that connection to defender spawn, gives away another rifle, and then Jing standing on top as well. You can just see, you know, him kind of smirking and saying, "Yep, that's how I expected it to go."
Yeah, I mean, Paper Thin mentioned the TikTok angles with the Sage wall. That's definitely one of them. You're not going to expect to see a Sage flying in top of the air on the B side unless you know about that. One is, you know, it's not the first time we've seen it, but definitely kind of messes with your brain in terms of what you have to check.
And man, I mean, this is just so PRX, right? Meanwhile, you know, teams like Gen G or other teams like DRX, they'll often use all their utility within the first 30 seconds to gain info. And PaperX, what do? They say, okay, let's change up the tempo. Let's just cut noise and then break into the site, because at the end of the day, we're going to go in as 5 anyway. And now they, you know, they keep main. They have another high angle. I mean, at this point, you got to expect it. But even then, it's still such a hard angle to choose because you don't know exactly which rail he's going to peek out from.
Exactly. And they are getting so much value out of these pushes on the B because of this as well. As trying to redefine the VCT Pacific meta, and Divide just pops out, and Meteor is alone, and Market gets taken out by his opposing Jet, and PaperX's dominance does not end with Split. They are coming out to play here on Ascent as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that last couple duels just shows once again that PaperX is absolutely much more dialed in here. I mean, that kill, sure, it's the position, but and Divide with the surprise on the first kill, sure, but not, you know, not able to get traded right away. The peek from something onto Meteor. PaperX is just quicker right now, and a lot of their duels just a bit more accurate, and it's starting to show.
Yeah, now they're going to go fast on A, really mixing with this as they do have the Fade ultimate. As something gets in and he gets the kill with the shorty again.
And that was the only thing he was given to do. His one mission was to, okay, break open the site. Now 𝐿𝐿𝑆 with a spam through the smoke. It's still a little difficult because of the operator.
Okay, Rez just straight up on the site here behind the box as they are protecting him as Jing. He will not be denied. This lands on the A site.
Now you gotta say, I mean, you had a chance when it was 3v3, but the Rez came out. You could not deny it. And in some ways, I mean, Jing with the very proactive Rez actually basically using it as bait, right, to get an extra kill here before the plan.
Yeah.
Really
good stuff. And that's going to be another clean round to the side of PaperX. 𝐿𝐿𝑆 nearly able to stop them in their tracks, but again, we keep saying his name and pretty much his name alone. King had the one round.
Yeah.
Gen G don't really have an answer.
Oh, something's coming for the op. He wants, I mean, listen, he has nothing to lose, right? I mean, you have economy. It's not like you're going to give away a weapon upgrade. You might as well try to fish for it. Now, of course, he's not going to go in recklessly, so we see on the minimap he won't eventually reach his destination, but a nice attempt here from something. And I just want to say, I like this timeout, because here's the thing, is that while PaperX is also
2-0 lag raha hai.
just better in their individual mechanics right now, it seems, on today's match, but if you think back to the rounds, I mean, PaperX, they have been changing up their tempo every round, right? And the site that they hit. And because of this, it really ruins Gen G's style of, let's play default, fish for utility, go through row cooldowns, and then choose a rotation. I mean, you're just not...
Next game, 𝐿𝐿𝑆 जीते, वो भी चलेगा. 𝐿𝐿𝑆 जीतना चाहिए next game.
Is going to work against the next round because they've been switching it up every time. So, okay, my recon didn't hit anything this time. What does that mean? We don't know, because it's always a different position for PaperX.
Yeah. Their attacker side is maybe that's part of the reason why some
PRX का jersey मस्त है. मैं उनका पहले से jersey पसंद है guys.
Up in favor of attack because you get teams like PaperX who are just so good at attacking. W Gaming. What else can you say?
Gen GENG will remember this. Well, they surely will, but whether it'll be a good memory or not is going to be a different question here. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a lot.
She's like, also take a look at my entire portfolio.
Wow, impressive though. Very well drawn.
Please hire me. Now you gotta shoot your shot, I guess.
Yeah, you might as well take the opportunity you
के
have.
पहले हर एक इको राउंड में 20 के ये राउंड ए है.
It's just him and Eco. Right, Eco not having the greatest of times as he gets put in here for map 2. Places Sylvan, of course, primarily because he's playing that Sova. And yeah, so GENG, they're just kind of playing a style where, okay, we can only rely on the operator. Let's plant him forward. With the
4 सेकंड भाई खत्म कर दिया.
PRX says, well, I guess the op's not an A, so we're just gonna enter.
𝘆𝐼𝙋𝙋𝐼 gonna steal that one away as well. Just sitting on the back. His ability to support his duelists that run in has been also key. He's actually on top of the kill score right now for the team. As a pretty straightforward entry here. They're trying to maybe look for an angle here with the operator, but
that's why you want GENG to lose both the games.
I mean, yeah,
which I feel is very possible.
Oh no! Oh,
and I hope happens.
I was about to say Meteor just thankful that he survives and, you know, doesn't get picked off by GENG, but at the end of the day can't get out. I mean,
yeah.
This is looking rough, Valdez. I mean, here's the thing is that PRX is doing everything they can with the composition they have, with the style they have on this map to get the victories. And then on top of that, they're winning the duels. So at that point, GENG, you really don't have any answers left.
Yeah.
You know, we can speculate all we want about, well, you should push out from here and use your ability at that time, but that's all very theoretical in a utopia where it's all controlled, and PRX is the one breaking all those variables right now.
Something looking to do what he does best, which is charge in with the shorty. They will be stopped though.
इतना fast चालू है ना.
KO action from each side is gonna kind of put a stop to the action for now. I really loved how we got the voice comms actually of PRX on the attack. It's just so clean as, oh, Meteor holding it down outside a tree. He will be taken out, but he's able to at least get that first blood.
Yeah, but 𝐿𝙊𝙍 wasn't able to provide support, and he actually can't protect the site either because he's not sure what the tempo is from either mid coming into a short
2x पर चल रहा है क्या नहीं फील वैसे ही हो रहा है ना पर मेरे को भी वही लग रहा था.
Get that. They weren't even looking at him. He just gets flicked on, headshot by Mindfreak.
Oh.
This is such a one-sided battle right now. I cannot even overstate it. These PRX are just unbelievably strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say it like it is, right? This is one of the most one-sided Ascents we've seen, especially on the attacking side. And listen, Ascent, generally a defense-heavy map or defense-favored map, at least on the pro scene and the pro level. And, you know, the map layout kind of explains why. Oh my god. And the fact that PRX is able to do this.
They're playing like it's a pug, yeah.
I mean,
rabbits in the woods.
Oh no!
Come on!
Okay. Come on, Forsaken.
He's like, you think it's one-sided, now let me do this. Well, he did get punished for it, you could say. Gives a free kill over to King, but either way, that's going to just add salt in the wound, I would say.
Yeah.
If I'm GENG, I would be not happy.
Well, yeah, the fact that, you know, PRX is kind of in their element, feeling like they can do a little bit of trolling for fun, do a little bit of a showmanship right here, a performance for their fans. That's not what you want to feel as their opponents.
Had to do it for the gram, you know.
Had to do it for the gram.
Oh, man.
Huh?
Well, yeah, just gonna have to run away. You're on an eco. You chose to stack B this time. Last time you were on an eco, PRX came B, and GENG trying to, you know, work off of that memory, and they're not gonna find anything. Now PRX not taking any chances.
लग रहा है guys.
Something actually scouts out with. I believe he went in with his own shorty. So
he's doing the same entry again. Just cloud burst right in the middle, and then he just updrafts on top of the generator here, just trying to see what he can see, scout out the entire site. He's really good at immediately communicating as well, like where the enemy players are. We saw that a couple of rounds ago, as we will have a lockdown finally.
All right, it's being used. They're going to use this because they need to get another round here to try to make it an 8-4, right? Even though it's an eco, they got to do what they can.
Oh no, Forsaken just stands on the lockdown, takes down 3. As they are trying to hold this defuse right now. And they're not going to be able to. GENG and Mindfreak push on in 2v2, and they do take them down.
Well, I mean, nothing is going GENG's way, right? I mean, they try to work off of the lockdown. They just get taken out before the lockdown's able to go through. I mean, here's the thing, is that GENG, that's the theoretically best way to play with the lockdown, right? As the last 2 seconds, you peek out, they're probably exiting. But PRX just says, hey, we got better weapons. One of you guys just sacrifice yourself. And Forsaken says, gladly.
Yeah.
I will get some free kills.
Yeah, if there's going to be one guy who does it, probably him.
Get out of my way.
As now, don't show 𝐿𝐼𝙋𝐾𝐿 again. We got a Odin set up here as Forsaken. Trying to see what he can see through the wall. Not going to really clip anyone here.
Yeah, I'm GENG. You know, they're just, again, they've practically just ditched mid, right? They said, okay, us trying to play this 2-1-2, go with all this util, it's not working out. And then this happens to be the round where PRX says, ooh, let's explore mid. It's the last round of the half, might as well.
Yeah, you know, unexplored territory. We haven't had a lot of market fights or anything like that.
Oh, and look at this. They immediately
PRX से
go
कॉम्बो
towards
में निकाल
they
लेते हैं
send in the
ज़्यादातर राउंड.
Fade
हाँ यार.
ultimate, and it draws out TS's ultimate to come help on B, but it's the wrong site.
Yeah, the rotation, I mean, this is what happens when you have total mid control. You can go anywhere you want.
भाई ये क्या है भाई?
Desperate to try to hold the site.
मेरे को थोड़ा सा दाल राइस लेके आता हूँ.
Two, but he's alone and shot down through the box. That will be the site won by PRX.
I mean, this is just outright dominance, right? Not only in the mechanics, not only because it's 𝐿-𝐽𝐾𝐿, but they're also just messing with GENG's calls. I mean, they are absolutely picking apart this team.
It's disgusting.
I mean,
cover your eyes.
God.
So 4K for Forsaken. As again, he is the hunter, actually. It's not Sova. He is the one that is hunting him down bit by bit. And note that he's doing these crazy, you know, Instagram plays, but actually it's 𝘆𝐼𝙋 who's 15-4 quietly, like, on top of the scoreboard.
I mean, everyone's popping off right now. I mean, in terms of aim, no one is slouching today on PRX, right? I mean, earlier we even saw Mindfreak doing quite well over on Split.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, I do like listening to PRX's comms after the round ends, because they always have something to joke about or kind of ask each other, like, was that real? Like, did that happen? They're always having fun.
Yeah. And, you know, they're having a lot of fun. They're on a winning streak here in VCT Pacific. GENG is the exact opposite, right? They are on a losing streak, multiple series in a row. This is looking like, I believe, number 4 in a row that they might lose.
Yeah.
And it's rough because I think they hit their slump at exactly the worst time. Like, they couldn't really afford some of the losses that they took to some of the other teams, and now they have to face off against one of the strongest teams in all of Pacific. I mean, I think at this point, the only team that really compares to them is PRX. Like, we'll have to see what T1 has, but they are a pretty clear top 3, and PRX just seems to only get stronger and stronger.
Yeah, they're hitting their stride, right? I mean, yes, I know a lot of us, we miss 𝐿𝐼𝙋𝐾𝐿's walkouts and the style of play and calling he's had, but clearly PRX has figured out how to make it work, and the fans begging GENG for a win, but here's the reality. If they lose this map, I believe, not only is it their fourth match loss, but it's their 7th map loss in a row.
टिश्यू ठोकने से लग नहीं आता भाई, अब उसको लगता है.
And then, you know, they of course lost the last map of the match before that as well. I mean, GENG, like you said, Valdez, they are hitting their low point. They're discovering their low point at the absolute worst time.
Yeah. They're not out of playoffs yet, but keep losing and find out, I suppose.
Yeah, anything's possible here in Pacific.
Yeah.
You know, other than DRX, no one guaranteed a spot just yet. There's all sorts of possibilities depending on how these go. Now, PRX, of course, just 2 steps, 3 steps away here from locking themselves in for playoffs, and I believe maybe even potentially that 2nd seed as well, so getting that early bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, 2-0, as always. In case you can't win the head-to-head, you got to move on to that map differential, so lose as few maps as possible. You'll feel pretty happy about that. Now let's see how this missile round is going to go. There's no 10-2 curse as far as I'm aware. So let's see if GENG have a chance on this map.
Well, yeah,
I guess not.
Yeah, the sound, I mean, they heard it all. PRX was just waiting on these off angles to peek right after they enter the archway. The drone coming late, but here's the thing, it only spotted something. There's still more members.
Okay.
They're not aware of GENG, though.
He can't cover both angles. Something gets a second
Oh
as he moves in the face of 𝐿𝐼𝑋𝐾, takes him down. TS gets 2.
Okay, yeah, a bit of a miss there.
You know where he is.
King. Oh my god.
Oh man. That's Valorant. GENG gonna pick up the pistol round, and this is looking one step closer towards the 13-2.
Man, this is one of those matches where even as casters, you really start to feel bad for the losing team. And here's the thing, this was, while we all favored PRX, we did not imagine it to be in this much of a dominant fashion on GENG's pick of Ascent.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if there was going to be a time where GENG stood up to this team, it was going to be here, but in fact, this looks the worst so far out of any of the map losses they've taken against any of the teams.
Yeah, and Forsaken's got a judge, too. He's really digging into the get hated by Achilles club here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one. There's. Oh, no, he doesn't get 2, though.
It's okay. 𝐼𝑋𝐾 here to lurk and take the kills again.
As he often does.
He's happy about this.
Oh, man.
Enemy remaining.
What is going on?
This is... You really had to do it
And
to
मैं
him like
कोलकाता आ रहे हो
that.
क्या after listening about the Watchparty? Yes, मैं आऊँगा mostly. आऊँ mostly क्या आ रहा हूँ?
I mean, yeah, PRX, they're in their full element. I mean, this is PRX. If anyone ever asks, why are you a fan of PRX? Probably everyone should point to this map, because this is the style they enjoy the most.
Yeah, this certainly has a lot of the highlights of why you would enjoy this team. That's for sure.
All right, well, half armors across the board. You know, up against the wall here for GENG. Last chance to try to continue to stay alive in this match.
Meteor trying some W gaming of his own, just runs straight in. He's got some help. He's got 𝐼𝑋𝐾 with him with the spike.
And once again, look at the setup here. Mindfreak already prepared to help out a mid. Now GENG does get taken down. That's going to force Mindfreak to rotate back over to A, but the setup in market is still there. 𝐼𝑋𝐾 looking to bait and cover for Forsaken, who's really going to be the one who gets the kills if GENG decides to go towards B.
Well, you got through the wall. Now you have to get through the smoke from the Omen.
Yeah, GENG, you have your drone, you have your recon. You got to start to get information. You even have your shock darts. You got to start to push out corners, because if you just go down to 40 seconds again and then start to slowly creep up, it could be
इतना टाइम सिर्फ रुके रे कप्पा कुछ इन्फो नहीं ले रहे.
GENG has no idea.
Yeah. At this point, what they know is kind of what King is seeing here, that, okay, well, there's not really a lot of...
30 seconds left.
All right, something just... Okay, he just trusts
जितना मार खाते उतना अच्छा है
and
GENG.
something's now going to just try to survive.
Last game भी हार जाए ऐसे ही.
Yeah, Mindfreak just holds the spray, even as he's flashed, as here comes something!
God.
What? Come on!
क्या कर रहा है भाई something के?
They just keep doing it to him.
क्या कर रहा है? क्या किया?
Now King is all alone. He's got 7 seconds. It doesn't matter. He pulls out his knife, and that's gonna do it. 13-2. That is the
9-9 हो जाएंगे अभी GENG.
of this map and this series.
Minus तो बहुत
What
चाहिए.
a brutal match for GENG. Not only is it a 2-0, they just look outclassed in every role, in every division, and even their calling, which might have been the saving grace that a lot of GENG fans were hoping for, but PRX, not only do they come with their classic fast tempo W, the reads they had, really just picking apart TS's brain and saying, nah, you will never figure out what we're trying to do. I mean, you can see everyone just console each other, because no one was in a position today on GENG to be able to hold their head up high and cheer each other up, right? They all just got outclassed one by one.
Yeah. As we'll take a look at some of the highlights of PRX, that is. There's the one round that King had. That's the one I remember from GENG, and that's about it. Got dead some moments.
I mean, that's the one clip we get from the GENG viewing party, right? I mean, there weren't too many times to get excited about their play here today. Now, again, I mean, this is one of those matches where it's really hard to tell, where do you pinpoint for the root cause? Because yes, GENG, they also looked quite shaken up overall in terms of their mechanics, but at the same time, PRX was playing so well. Their tempo changes round to round were so good, and then just the kind of individual performances as well, the showmanship from something. Got so many shorty kills today, by the way, against GENG.
There's at least 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's definitely a sizable amount over 2 maps. As great sportsmanship from both teams. The fist bumps, but at the end of the day, it's PRX who move up to 6-2 in VCT Pacific. They secure their spot in playoffs, and as you mentioned, William, they have even secured their 2nd place.
Wanted to see.
आजा एसेंडेंट
अरे एक गेम हार गया रे वो एक ही तो तेरे साथ
मेरे को भी बनाएगा शायद एसेंडेंट
नहीं नहीं अपन ही हारे थे कप्पा वो गेम
उसके बाद आज खेल रहा है अरे तो क्यों खेल रहा है
अरे उसके बाद किया है डीएम किया है देख तू
हाँ डीएम किया है हफ्ता भर पहले क्या खेलेंगे अभी ड्यूलिस्ट लेके खेलना पड़ेगा
तू खेल तू ड्यूलिस्ट खेल मैं सपोर्ट खेलता हूँ तेरे को
क्या सपोर्ट खेलेगा
ब्रिज खेलता हूँ ना तेरे लिए स्टन भी करता हूँ या तो फेड भी खेल सकता है
ड्यूलिस्ट किसी को खेलना ही नहीं है क्या
तू खेलना तू किसी रेज ले ले चाहिए तो उसने लिया जेट
हाँ बस हो गया ना
देखो क्या खेलना है खेल मैं दूसरा खेलता हूँ कुछ देखो ब्रिज खेलना है तो मैं किलजॉय खेलता हूँ
नहीं नहीं ब्रिज तो नहीं खेलना है बिल्कुल
तो मैं आया फिर 1 मिनट और फिर मैं क्या आया
ना खेलो किल्स मारो गेम जीतो ये भाविन कुछ गेम वेम खेलता नहीं है आजकल मैच देखने के बीच में आ जाता है गेम खेलते हैं
I have lied, beaten, killed to survive. I will kill again and again if it means one more day.
Hello.
Hello.
Where we going, boys?
Let's show A control and then rotate.
A control?
Yeah.
But we can stay somewhere else?
Yeah. Smoke and I'll flash.
Okay. Smoke and ping?
Yeah. You can fall back into C now.
I'm running. I'm smoking CT.
Killjoy B, -60.
I'm planting safe, I need someone to cover it. CT.
Calva in 1v3.
Okay.
तू कैसा ले लो? इसके टीम पे हो रहा है
Let's force and go B, guys.
Does that?
Let's force and go B. I'll stun like this for you guys.
Okay. Your voice is like a bit stuck, or I don't know how to say. It's like robotic.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's better, much better, bro. They flash
They're
me.
pushing A. Yeah.
Flash A.
Come. Stunning. Are you ready to go?
Stun.
I'm flashing.
Low. Kill low.
Hello?
Echo healing. Go see. Both B.
Spike down.
One here.
Chill. I have first spell. When you guys are ready to pick from B main, tell me.
एक डोर के क्लोज है हाँ बॉक्स के पीछे और बी मेन एंट्रेंस पे
2B?
या 2B both B
Wait.
One is high, one is...
Player standing.
My bad, bro.
In लोगों force में गया.
Okay, my arms are good. We can go.
I think we should fake A every round. कब तेरा वो apparent में आके बाद flash डालना. We can take it.
हर बार मारना है कर रहा है.
They flash and then we हाँ कर रहा है. नहीं किया.
Feeling sight.
One tree. One more tree.
Splitting it?
Yeah.
One side, one A-link.
Go B.
One more B.
1B.
Rolling door.
Remaining.
One here.
Rashi, he's at A. City आ रहा है. क्या city?
City clear.
I'm watching this.
Oh, this is a much better trajectory.
Let's go see, guys. Let's go see fast. Their killjoy has no money. I'll stun Jet. You can dash.
Okay.
कार PRX को आराम से मार हो गई और कुछ. Rushing backside.
Rush side.
You can take the.
One enemy remaining.
Don't have money.
Some.
Come see again. Get ult stun, you walk up, with my ult, updraft dash into the side, okay?
Can I get drop?
Need a drop. Thank you.
AJ, can you lurk late from A maybe? KappA, इधर एक फ्लैश डालना ना माउथ पे ताकि मैं अल्ट रेडी करूं. Ulting side.
You should run.
तेरे पास फ्लैश है, फ्लैश कर.
हाँ किया.
एक और है.
Last player standing.
उसको लर्न करने बोला तो शोमू इधर ही आ गया.
अपन अल्ट सीधा इधर ही करना चाहिए वाटरफॉल. मार.
हाँ पर
साइड पे किल जो इधर ये सामान ही लगा रहा है.
ड्रॉप किल गया. Can you half armor and drop? भाई मान नहीं रहा है.
डॉग ले ले.
भाई ठीक है भाई. जो वैंडल आ सकती है सबके पास.
Flashing.
Spike down A.
वो भाग क्या रहा है?
One more.
Tree.
Player standing. Enemy remaining.
C player.
Behind.
Flank.
Yeah, vault after plant.
Found them.
यही जाना चाहिए. हाँ I mean अभी क्या?
अरे कर देता था अब तक.
बद्रैक से रे.
हाय अथर्व. तू भी डिटेन हुआ था?
नहीं मैं तो अंदर था गन लेके. उसने वैंडल था उड़ा दिया. मेरे को लगा तू भी हाथ में गन ही रहा. वो भाग क्या रहा था. पागल.
जस्ट लाइट किया और अंदर आया वो. वो ऐसा क्यों आएगा वो?
दो डिटेन दिख गए ना KappA.
आराम से वॉक करके मारता हूँ ये पे. हाँ आने दे. मस्त पैरानोया यूज करने दे.
Get out of my way.
Pushing.
लो है वो. लिंक का KappA.
साइड गया.
Behind ball.
फ्लैश दे सकता हूँ.
Pushing C.
ये को साइड के अंदर है.
55 है.
Last player standing.
एक आया पीछे. एक तो 10 खाया है देखो.
मेरा 23 खाया था उस पहले. भाग रहा था.
The enemy only looks composed. Their hearts still.
You can be Thai B.
Okay.
B start here and I go down.
Do you want the smoke? Here or here?
I think here. After.
Okay.
Running early.
Down B.
𝘍𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿
One more.
ये ऐसा क्या कर रहा है आके रे वॉक करके?
किधर?
अरे डोर खोल के
फ्लैंक आया क्या वो?
नहीं, उधर से डोर से ही मारा, पर वो एंगल एक्सपेक्ट करेगा ऐसा लगा नहीं मेरे को।
Trust me, don't know.
अरे ए पे अपन आराम प्लेस लो गाइस, प्लेस लो, they don't have anything to take it. After paranoia we can take. तू मेरे साथ आना ए पे, तो अगर वो डैश करके आगे आएगा तो
आएगा, ऑफ है उसके पास। मॉलिक है।
टर्न कर रहा हूँ।
पूछेंगे
तेरे पास फ्लैश नहीं था क्या?
हाँ ना, लेकिन उसका फ्लैश आ रहा था, नहीं कर रहा था इसके लिए, उसको आने दे रहा था और आगे।
Player standing.
1A 1B 1A 1B.
Hey, both B.
Both B.
I heard one left and one right. They destroyed door already.
For G to win, who should qualify? T1 or Zeta? I think Zeta should win.
Thirty seconds left.
क्या लगता है निकालेगा? मारेगा नहीं।
एक तो अपने लौंडे सब अलग अलग ही खेल रहे हैं। ये लेते हैं ना कपा, तू वो ये स्पिट कर रहा है ना, तो तू इसके ऊपर चढ़ के जाना, अपना फ्लैश यूज कर, मैं भी एक फ्लैश डालता हूँ आगे।
एक बंदा इधर क्रॉस हो रहा है,
can you teleport? Omen TP.
Yeah.
I will flash and we have Reyna I as well. Left side stun भी कर दूँगा मैं। I need one off for all.
2A side 1A link.
One out.
One more side.
The jet side.
One enemy remaining.
$120 low.
Killjoy, take the plant.
Stay alive. I want their life, not yours. Need a drop.
Let's go. I'll mark A push with an op.
Can I drop me one?
Oh, thank you. We survive.
One big pushing.
Gekko B.
Go where?
Let's go B together. I ult side.
Left side.
One enemy remaining.
Ceiling, ceiling.
Last round in the half.
Drop this. ये वाले को पिक करने ट्राई कर रहा हूँ. टर्न करता हूँ तो पिक ले, अगर अटक जाता है कोई तो ठीक है. Running Shillong.
कर. Entrance पे jet. They have Killjoy.
One
किसी में आवाज है क्या?
Last player standing.
What the fuck is he holding?
क्या ही करूं भाई?
Switching sides.
मेरे को लगता नहीं ये आएंगे. I'll stun B early if you want to pick.
मैं ही जाता हूँ.
तू ही जा.
No. You can stun it.
I think they will not come A because they know we have reach. तू जिगल करना, मैं स्टन होल्ड कर रहा हूँ. I'm holding my stun. If they come B or A, I will जिगल में तेरे को 2 मिल जाएंगे आते रहेंगे.
A.
Flash shot A.
थोड़ी गलती से यूज हो गया रे.
In tree.
Sound क्यों नहीं आ रहा है भाई?
52 Killjoy.
Spike planted.
Hut.
Last player standing.
ना रेडार देखा. हट.
तो किधर से मारा उसने?
पीछे आके मारा.
दिमाग लगाना ही पाप है पग में. question है.
फिर से आएंगे क्या ये?
ये या तो सी.
Enemy spotted.
They're opening door.
Yeah, healing.
Spike planted.
I bit. I'm low.
Okay.
No.
यार बंदा मरने के बाद भी ब्रेक कर रहा है बेड पे. Yeah, you can dash here. I'll shut up for you, man.
Flash?
Yeah, you can flash. Let's take A.
You want me to
I'll
flash?
break the gecko flash.
Yeah.
For you,
Flash.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, bhai.
Amen. Can he take my gun?
Last player standing.
Trouble.
ट्री गया उसने टैटू मारा. V1 खेल लेता कप्पा इसके साथ. 20 HP का था.
ओवर हील कर लेना चाहिए.
क्या?
मैं लिया ही नहीं कुछ.
उसको कितना दिया?
40.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Kirby. Spike drop B.
70.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're planting B.
Flashing.
Last player standing.
क्या ही करे भाई. लड़कर को तो उड़ा दिया. बी पे भी टर्न देता हूँ ए पे. करेंगे मैं.
Get out of my way!
You should run.
What? Stairs.
भूल गया पब खेल रहा हूँ भाई.
Planting A.
Planting A. Pushing time.
Spike planted. Attackers win.
गया पग खेल रहा हूँ मतलब तुमने क्या किया क्या सोच रहा हो
पग में अल्ट होल्ड किया था
अच्छा हाँ ये सच में इमॉर्टल 3 है क्या ये प्लेयर्स
इमॉर्टल 3 है
देखना सब इमॉर्टल 3 है मिस्टर पॉल इमॉर्टल 2 कैसे है चालू हुआ क्या मैच
वही देख रहा हूँ
Tighten that up a little bit. If we don't have a couple round losses where they're, kind of dragging their feet and not really getting to where they need to be, I think they can take this.
I really agree with you because there was, I can't remember who they played, but it was a while ago, towards the beginning of the season when they started need to get wins because they had a few bad games, and they started pushing space. Maybe it's against Team Secret, but I remember on Haven in particular, right? Like they got confident and they got aggressive. Depp was all over the map. He was pushing so hard. They were reading their opponents really, really well, and they were just, almost 𝐵-𝐾𝐾. I mean, like they were literally just, full forward, full throttle, and that's why I love what you're saying, Tasteless, because it is truly, as basic as it sounds, something that needs to be a part of their gameplay if they're going to be successful.
100% agree, and Haven especially, Zeta on Haven is pretty fun to watch. They always push out on defense, and the Depp gets his kills. Last week was the complete opposite. It was almost like Depp was uncertain almost going to site. So as long as they can keep those affairs in order, they could secure that win for today. Now let's talk about T1 and their lineup. They've been winning the last couple of matches, so that despite any.
This is a very interesting team, especially as we get this far in the tournament, because obviously some spots are basically secured where others are not. And we were a little bit worried for T1 earlier on. They did not seem to be performing that well, but you're right. In the last couple weeks, they've really pulled it together. They do seem to be in good form. Let's not forget, T1 is a legendary Korean esports team.
Be right back.
For some of the younger people that are watching, I mean, this was an esports team I was obsessed with when I was in high school. Okay, and there
that
are
was like 50 years ago, by the way.
That was 100 years ago.
Really long
when we rode dinosaurs to school.
I am the esports Deku tree. Okay, I am very ancient. No, but seriously, like they've got some big shoes to fill, right? And T1 kind of hasn't really stepped in that way just yet. But it does seem like in the last couple of weeks, they've really pulled it together. I've been especially excited about 𝐼𝘍𝑝 and watching his picks and how he's very fluid when he moves on the map.
Yeah, and also Ban. Like, Ban has been a lot better recently. Like, no matter what role he's been playing, he was really shaky at the beginning of the year. He's completely kind of gotten it together. He's found his form. He's been a solid swap out with Intro if needed. Maybe even better than Intro now. So that's like crazy because when they brought Intro in, I'm like, all right, this should be the guy.
Yeah.
Like Ban should be the substitute, and I don't mean any disrespect to him. That just in my eyes was at that time who was being the better player. But now Ban stepped up, and now I'm like, well, maybe Intro should be the substitute. Like that's how good he's playing.
No, absolutely. Ban's been great. He was just like, pop up paper thin. I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to step into the big shoes. And he did great last week. It was a 2-0 against Team Secret last week with a really, large score difference with 13-4 and 13-8 on Bind, too, is our first real Bind map. So this is the team standings thus far. And T1 is facing DRX next week, so...
Yeah, well, I think look at both of who they're facing off here. I mean, some of these guys, they had very easy starts where it's like, okay, well, just get warmed up, get acclimated. Both these teams are going up against real powerhouses here. You got Zeta up against GENG. You've got T1 over here against DRX. And, their standings are okay. Not the best, but not bad either. I think obviously T1 a little bit better here, but you got to assume, okay, T1's probably going to lose to DRX if we're being realistic here. Zeta, I think they can beat GENG, but, who knows, right? So each of these, for both these teams, the next two matches this week and the match they have later on, super important if they're going to make it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, right now, this game, right now and tomorrow, everyone's going to be vying to just stay
in playoffs. You know, just now with PRX and GENG, they're pretty far along. You know, they're secure. Their spot is pretty secure in playoffs at the moment.
And you'd really like to secure that number 3 seed, because that means that you're going to be in the bottom half of the bracket coming into the playoffs if you're the 3 seed, which means you get to play the 2 seed the next round, and that's going to be PRX. So you'd rather play them than DRX. Let's just be honest about it.
Yep.
Let's just call it like it is. You'd much rather be playing PRX than DRX.
That's right.
Taking a look at these scores, I'm trying to parse through and find something interesting.
Did they just copy paste it?
I was literally I was literally about to say, I'm like, I think that they just this must be a mistake. Yeah, I was like, well, I guess they're perfectly even. So the 3 overtimes, I was actually right about that. No, but yeah, I guess at least for some of these starting stats, post plant win both at 69%, pistol round win both at 53%. That's